And a reminder, we are with you in Sports Run right through until 7 o'clock.
All the grounds, all the goals, all the news.
This is Open All Mics from Sports Sound.
From BBC Radio Scotland.
You are listening to Open All Mics on BBC Radio Scotland. We've had the team news, we've heard from some of the managers from the top flight games. Let's then get to that championship. I have to say, Chick Young, if I could pick my game in the championship this afternoon, it would be yours. Airdrie against Raith Rovers should be an absolute cracker.
Very interesting, Kenny. Before I discuss that, I have to pull Packy Bonner up, who said at the end of the game that Celtic had opened a 7-point lead. Can I just point out to them that there's not just Rangers in this championship race, there's 5 points they are ahead of St. now.
Good man, Chick.
So let's get that record straightened out before we go anywhere. And I also noticed in the team news that, from Paisley that the first two players in our Hearts team are Clark and Kent. So if they come out a phone box, we're in trouble. Anyway, meanwhile the teams are out here. Yes, at Deirdre, Kenny, you're right. I think this is an intriguing week. I say it week after week after week. Ian Murray, charge of Raith Rovers, former manager here at Airdrie, of course. They're setting a pace, and as you said, are ahead of Dundee United at the top. Airdrie trying to get back in the straight and narrow. Rhys McCabe is still out the side. I can tell you the headline news for Raith is that Josh Mullen and Dylan Easton are back in there standing going up, but the sun is shining in Airdrie. I repeat that, the sun is shining in Airdrie. Raith Rovers in their changed yellow shirt like that, yellow blue shorts, yellow socks, Airdrie in the diamonds, and we are underway, Kenny.
Good stuff, thank you to Chick Young. A very good afternoon to Rory Lloyd and Fairman against Morton for you this afternoon, Rory.
Good afternoon, Kenny. Yes, indeed, the teams are just making their way onto the pitch just now. The home support standing up, applauding their team. It's 6th placed in Fairman against 9th placed Morton here. And I have to say, listening on the radio on the way in, a lot of talk about plastic pitches, as often is when Livingston are involved. However, one thing that strikes you as you walk into East End Park, fantastic venue, is the pitch. Grass pitch, bowling green, absolutely beautiful, conducive to fast-flowing football, so hopefully we get some of that today. Lewis McCann is in good goal scoring form, Robbie Muirhead's in good scoring form, so hopefully we get some goals as well. Both sides had decent results last week, especially in Fairman, a 2-0 win away at Queen's Park. Morton with a solid 1 each at Tannadice, putting an end to the run of 3 straight defeats in the league. So both sides are unchanged from last week's outings, so really looking forward to this one. I have to say, it's all set up nicely and we're just about to kick off. Craig Whiten taking centre for Dunfermline.
A difficult week for all involved at Inverness. Cally Thistle there at home to Dundee United this afternoon. There for us, Ian Auld.
Yeah, good afternoon, Kenny. It's been a torrid week for Cally Thistle, parting company with manager Billy Dodds on Monday. Interim managers Charlie Christie and John Robertson have made 2 changes to the side that lost to Raith last week. Aaron Doran and new signing Nikolai Ujar in from the start today. Dundee United named 3 changes from the side that drew with Greenock Morton. Matthew Cudjoe suspended, Tony Watt and Jordan Tilson are on the bench, and in comes captain Ross Docherty, Craig Sibbald and Archie Meekison.
Good stuff, thank you to Ian Auld. Derek Ferguson is at Firhill this afternoon. Partick Thistle against Arbroath. Should be a decent game, Derek.
Yeah, Kenny, did you say Chick's game was game of the day?
I think it's the one I would choose.
I'd like to challenge that, because these two sides are in fine form. Unbeaten in the last 3 games in the league. Both, they've been banging in the goals as well, Kenny.
Yeah.
Partick with 12 goals in the last 3 games. Also Arbroath, there's a great chance. Law, it's offside. It's a great run from Wallace, right to left, into the box. He takes a wonderful touch, as you would expect. But flag goes up. I think this is going to be a cracker, Kenny, because the 2 of them, on form, unbeaten this season, those last 3 games. And like Rory, it's a beautiful surface we've now got at Firhill, or the Wire Stadium, if you want to call it that. But I'm really looking forward to this one, Kenny.
Yeah, it should be a good one, Derek. Was that a close call for you there, Alan Preston?
Easter Road's a free kick for St Johnstone. Graham Carey left foot. It takes a deflection, goes into the side net, and really close. The referee gives a by kick, but Liana will have a look at it. Certainly took a deflection.
Yeah, definite deflection.
The wall at Hibs.
Yeah.
Willie Miller
Really
had a wheel
close,
there on
really,
the screen there, Willie. It looked like a nice friendly handshake and embrace on the touchline. You underway there at Dens?
Yeah, there was no kissing, no, Kenny. I think it's now down to business.
Yep.
And these two will be going at it. It'll be a test for both sides. I watched Dundee draw against St Johnstone. How they managed to throw that one away, I do not know. Dominated the game, found themselves 2-0 up and managed to chuck it away in the dying moments that baffled Tony Docherty. It certainly looked like that. At home, the form has been good. He'll be hoping to continue that form and take 3 points, but it won't be easy against his old compatriot Derek McInnes this afternoon.
Callum Davidson, you will have faced Stephen Robinson's side many times. What makes him a success as a manager? What does he get right?
I think so far it's him in. What he's done, he's got a formation, he's got a system, he's got a style. I did speak to him, I was about a year and a half ago, and he said, oh, I'm getting hammered because of style, but I think it's really worked for him, and he's just kept it, and he's just kept adding to it and adding to it, you know, and I think it's reaping the rewards just now. But again, I think for me here at the game today, I think St Mirren have actually started really well. A great opportunity to 2v1 in the penalty box against Hearts, just a simple ball down the side and causing Hearts a little bit of trouble.
Yeah, a positive start there for St Mirren. They've got a good record in Paisley. As I said earlier, a big crowd in there today. Callum, we'll get this one out the way early. Oh, on you go, Alan.
Another chance at Easter Road. This time it's for Hibs. It's a good, just a long ball over the top. Venti's onto it. You think he's going to cross it. He actually pulls it back to Martin Boyle at the edge of the box. Right foot shot. Boyle's wanting a corner just wide of the target. Been a really good start here at Easter Road. We're, 3 minutes on the clock, a chance apiece.
Yeah,
he's a right good player,
game,
Alan Venti. I think he's well suited for the Scottish football. His work rate is phenomenal. He looks like he's got good quality as well. I think he'll be a very good acquisition for Hibs.
And I think Lafondra will score goals. I really do. I think that's Hibs have. A couple of them have. Well, Venti's obviously good, and Lafondra, I think they'll be good for them.
The movement
It'll be
there,
fascinating to see Tavares this afternoon. Leanne, sorry.
Yeah, no, I was just going to say. No, on you go.
Just a slight delay in the line. On you go, Al.
13, 14 months out the team, Kenny. Very difficult. Wasn't getting a look in at all. Wasn't even on the bench at the end under Lee Johnson. He's came in from nowhere. Nick Montgomery just wanted to have a look at his squad, but this is a really good week for Nick Montgomery to come in. You know, you've got a game today against the team bottom of the league. You've got a quarter-final, a tough game against St Mirren, but it's at home to get to Hampden in the semis. And then next Saturday they play Dundee, newly promoted, also at Easter Road. So it's a really good week for them if they can get off and running today.
Yeah, all the League Cup quarter-final action for you on Sports Sound on Tuesday and Wednesday. 2 top-flight games for you tomorrow afternoon. Callum Davidson, your name is among those mentioned with a vacancy at Inverness, Caley Thistle. So let's get this one out the way early doors. Your thoughts on that?
I knew you'd ask that. You always want. I think that's the only reason you asked me on the show today for that kind of question.
He did say that earlier, Callum, if I'm being honest. But anyway, answer the question.
I'm going to toot the horn every time I go past him in Dunblane when he's trying to go walking all those miles he's walking through Dunblane. I'm going to chuck a bottle of water over him. No, I think obviously Inverness obviously know Doddsy well.
Callum, you'll be in Inverness.
Don't stop him. Don't interrupt him. We've got a big exclusive here.
Sorry, you're just coming to me at the right time. I'm not concentrating, guys. You know. Ryan Strain scored. I think it's a ball. It's across from the left-hand side. Everybody misses it. I think the thing expects Xander Clark to come and take it, and he must be about 4 or 5 yards out, and he just taps it in. Taps in the net. 1-0 to St Mirren. To fair, they've started the better team. They look more dangerous. They're playing a lot of forward passes, causing Hearts trouble. And a great start for St Mirren here at a full stadium. It's great to see.
Yeah, it's a big switch of play, Callum, for right to left. Tanzer it is going down the left-hand side, and I think you're right. Going to get a better look at it. Total confusion in the Hearts lineup. Frankie Kent allows the ball to go beyond him at the front post. I think he's assuming that Xander Clark has got time to come and get it. Nobody gets a contact on it, and Ryan Strain will not score an easier goal in his career. I can tell you that right now. It's an empty net. He's completely unmarked at the back post. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, definitely really poor defending. I think there's a
really
defender
poor.
He's got to clear the ball.
If you're unsure,
really
if there's an element of doubt, you've got to go, because there's actually, I don't know who the St Mirren player is that's sneaking in between the two centre backs, but it beats both central defenders and the central striker, and it fine strain at the back post, but certainly a good start from St Mirren. But I won't stop you, Callum, from answering Kenny's question, because I know he's desperate.
I'm actually going to talk tactical a little bit. Hearts, they've actually started with 3 midfielders, and St Mirren have already exposed it. Devlin starting narrow on the right hand side, and it was one thing I was looking at when I saw the team line up. They've got 3 centre midfielders, and St Mirren have exposed that already.
Terrific start from St Mirren. Ryan Strain with a goal on 7 minutes there. Forfar 1-0 up away at Stranraer. Ryan Patterson on 9, and Manchester City are ahead against Nottingham Forest. Phil Foden on 7 minutes. Right, Callum Davison for another goal, because what's happening?
Oh, is there another goal here? No, I think I know Dodgy well. It's also the big disappointment they lost, and obviously asking me the question. I think for me, I'm open to things I'm desperate to get back in, whether it's Scotland, whether it's England, whether it's abroad. Just keep my options open and see what happens. And that's all I can do. I keep looking, and we'll see what happens.
So if an approach comes, you'd welcome the conversation.
I think if a approach comes to any club,
it's a goal! Saved by the bell, Callum again. Craig Whiting it is. Joe Chalmers with a corner. Dunfermline have started the game really, really well. Great to see Michael O'Halloran, a player you'll know well, Callum, back in form, enjoying his football. He actually contributes to winning the corner. The ball comes in right in the middle of the goals, and Craig Whiting, Johnny on the spot, tucks it in with a volley. It's Dunfermline 1, Morton 0. Thoroughly deserved.
Yeah, a very, very good start there in that game. Actually, just going through the leagues at the moment, I think I'm correct in saying this, that we have one team in Scotland. Alan Preston will know the answer to this. One team in Scotland, Alan, without a point. Who are we talking about? Who's not off the mark in Scotland so far this season, Alan? You know these things.
Is it Edinburgh City?
Bang on. I knew you'd know that, and they're behind today against Cove Rangers. Ruben Burrell with a goal on 8 minutes. Actually right up to date with all the latest goal news. Let's then get back to Willie Miller at Dens Park. What's happening there, Willie?
Nothing. This game needs to brighten up, that's for sure. Listen, there's a lot of running about. That's what I would say. Very little football. No chances really to talk about. A couple of free kicks, corners that were thrown in. The headers were timid and didn't scare either of the goalkeepers. It's really, do these managers know each other? They seem to be cancelling each other out at the present time. I'm hoping that it's going to liven up and we get a little bit of excitement though. Still 0-0, Kenny.
Yeah, sounds fairly dull there, Willie's game so far. Your own game, Alan Preston, started very well, looked quite open there at Easter Road.
It's a goal for Arbroath. Hilton just in at the back post. They started really well, Arbroath, putting balls into the box, and it was a deep ball way out on the right hand side, and there's Hilton. I tell you what, he does brilliantly, because he's away out on the touchline. He just bombs in there, gets in at the back post area, and again, it's kind of like the one last week I witnessed that against Motherwell. It's a difficult one. He's travelling at pace. He's got to not just control the ball, but steer it goalwards, and he does it ever so well. So Arbroath take the lead quite. It's this big crowd here at Firhill.
Yeah,
I think goals in Kenny's game of the day so far, yeah, Derek.
I know, listen, I will regret these words, no doubt about that, not for the first time. Alan Preston, what's happening in your game, Easter Road?
It's been a lively start, Kenny, both sides. I've had a chance apiece. And Diego was taking a bit of a chance. He was last man, he's on the ball. He's trying to take on Phillips. Phillips out-muscled him for me. The referee gave him a free kick. Very, very fortunate. But it's been a decent start. Hibs trying to get the ball down with Diego and Newell. I've not really seen much difference in the change of play from Hibs under the new manager. It's going to take a bit of time, but they have got a lot of the ball. St Johnstone back into a 4-5-1 formation. Stevie May on his own. But we've now played 10 minutes and it's still 0-0.
Alan, what system is it Hibs are playing? Are they the 4-4-2,
yeah, but it's Venti and Lafondra up front. They've got the wider area, Boyle and Tavares as much as they can hold the width.
All I was going to say earlier was that chance for Boyle. He actually should have done better, I think, because his movement was excellent coming off that left hand side for the cutback that just goes beyond the post. But I think Martin Boyle's got to go and hit the target, but he does really well to come inside to that area, because the fact he's come in so far into the middle of the pitch, who's picking him up? You've got such an overload.
I might be talking complete and utter nonsense here, but see, when you look at the games, is Easter Road one of the biggest pitches? It just looks a bit bigger than the other ones. Look a bit tighter, don't they? You guys have played on it, but
Potentially, it's hard to tell at times, Kenny, just because some of the stadiums the fans are a bit closer, so it feels like St Mirren we're looking at the fans really tight to the pitch.
Just looks a lot of space there.
Much of a muchness, really.
Yeah.
Not much of a muchness, the pitches, really.
Big chance, huge chance here for Kilmarnock. Danny Armstrong down the right hand side, and he just rolls it in front of Vassell, who is no one near him on the penalty spot, and I think it's his left foot. He tries to wrap round it, he puts it way by the post when surely it's easier to strike into the back of the net. Big chance, first chance of the game, and it's squandered for Kilmarnock.
At last, some action there. The
McIntyre curse has struck.
Sorry.
This game, I'm just dozing off there, to be honest with you. However, there was a chance there a moment ago for Raith Rovers. Sam Stanton cleaned through great pace.
Oh my goodness me, what an effort that was! Craig Wayne lays it off to Lewis McCann from about 35 yards. He unleashes an absolute rocket, and Jamie McDonald, the experienced goalkeeper that he is, just stands and watches it. Rockets off his crossbar. It's still Sheridan just now. It remains 1-0 to Dunfermline. Michael Haller and Craig Whiten have been absolutely phenomenal so far. Sorry, Chick, back to you.
No problem.
He had loads to say as well, Rory. You better let him back in.
It's the only thing that's happened. Sam Stanton, a great burst of pace. I hate this pitch, this plastic pitch, I really do. And I don't think Airdrie's one of the finer ones as well, to be honest with you. Stanton showed a great burst of pace. He claimed he was brought down. He's certainly beyond two defenders. And he was brought down. The joint efforts, I think, of Hancock and Fordyce. So he wanted a penalty. He was absolutely furious, the referee. Referee waved play on. And that's it, Kenny.
Well, check it.
In fact, no, hold on. Drama, Kenny. I think the Raith Rovers have got a problem. Keith Watson went down. He caught his foot on the surface again. I don't know if he's twisted his ankle. He's going to be substituted. And I'll tell you exactly who's coming on in a second.
He's got to save it. That's a chance for Hibs again. It's a ball into the back post. It's Lafondra with a header. Mitov's been brilliant for St Johnstone, the player of the year so far. It's a simple save, he beats it out. Just catch the thing. Still 0-0.
That was a strange bit of goal. And he has been great, hasn't he?
I don't even know if you would call that a camera save.
No.
He actually just makes it so much more complicated than it ever could have been. And I've got a bone to pick with you, Derek Ferguson. I offered you a game of the week. I offered you a game of the week last week at Fir Park.
You says I would win a watch.
Won a watch, yes.
And you were on it.
Yeah, listen. I listened to the post-match interviews for that game.
Time Fergie first.
Stuart Kettlewell waxed lyrical about his play, says it was the best football he'd ever seen them playing. We get none of that for you last week about Motherwell.
I'm sure.
You were only interested in the result. You missed a good game because you were only interested in goals.
Leanne, I was desperate for Motherwell. I shouldn't be even saying this on there to get back 51 each. They were on my coop. No, Motherwell were excellent, but it's just now you were talking earlier about St Mirren. That I think they're brilliant without the ball.
Yeah.
Because I would find it hard to play in a team like that because I loved having the ball at my feet. But see their attitude.
Wait a minute.
Got to be
the ball to get in the net.
It is. It's the first goal of the game, and it goes to Dundee. It's Bakayoko at the back post. The corner comes in, little flick on at the near post, and he's totally unbacked at that back post just to sneak it inside the post to give Dundee the lead here at Dens Park.
Yep, too easy. Good movement though from Bakayoko to make sure he was arriving at the back area. Well, the flick on, I'm not sure who it is that gets across the front post, but a very good header to put it back into that danger zone. But nobody switched on, nobody picks up Bakayoko. He taps it home.
Great start for Dundee. Manchester City 2, Nottingham Forest 0. Hallam with a second goal on 14 minutes. Martin Rennie is giving Clyde the lead over Elgin City. That on 50 minutes. Queen of the South 0. Hamilton Accies 1. Ewan Henderson on 15 minutes. And that is you right up to date with
Kenny,
all the latest scores. Yes.
Everyone's on their feet here at East End Park in memory of Craig Bathgate, who sadly lost his life at 18 years old. There's a big banner up on the other side of the pitch for Dunfermline. His team's doing him proud here today, but just thought I'd fill you in on a nice moment to remember somebody who was a Dunfermline fan all his life.
Yeah, very nice touch there from the Dunfermline fans. Dundee, that goal coming through 16th minute, and Bakayoko with a goal there at Dens Park. Dundee 1, Kilmarnock 0. Let's then get back to Callum Davidson. He is in Paisley. A very good start for St Mirren there, Callum. Anything at all from the away side?
No, really, they're playing with 9 men just now. It's actually really unusual. I think Neuenhoff has gone off with a blood sort of injury, and then Cammy Devlin's just gone off with a blood injury as well. So they've been playing the last 3 or 4 minutes with 9 men. You can see Robinson on the side going mad, because St Mirren have just taken their foot off the gas, thinking, well, we're okay. We're playing against 9 men. He's going absolutely nuts on the sideline. But there's Devlin just returned to the pitch. They've got 10 men at the moment.
So the latest scores for you: Dundee 1, Kilmarnock 0. Bakayoko with a goal there on 16 minutes. Hibs 0, St Johnstone 0, St Mirren 1, Hearts 0. Ryan Strain with that goal on 7 minutes. The lunchtime kick-off: Livingston 0, Celtic 3. Hatate from the penalty spot in 40 minutes. Joe Hart sent off in 28. Matt O'Reilly the second in 48. Daisen Maeda on 95 minutes. A very, very comfortable win for the away side there. In the Championship, Airdrie 0, Wraith Rovers 0, Dunfermline 1, yes, Morton 0, Inverness Cali Thistle 0, Dundee United 0, Partick Thistle 0, Arbroath 1. In League 1, Edinburgh City have equalised at home to Cove. Rangers, that's 1 apiece. Annan 0, Alloa Athletic 0, Montrose 0, Stirling Albion 0, Queen of the South 0, Hamilton Accies 1. It's a 5:30 start. Kelty Hearts against Falkirk. Falkirk have made a very, very good start to the season in League 2. Bonnyrigg Rose 0, Stennismuir 0. It's coming through as Clyde 2, Elgin City 0. Now Dumbarton 0, Peterhead 0, Spartans 1, East Fife 0, Stranraer 0, Forfar 1. And in England this afternoon, Crystal Palace 0, Fulham 0, Luton 0, Wolves 0, Manchester City 2, Nottingham Forest 0. Alex King with the second goal there for Clyde against Elgin City, and Danny Handling with the equaliser for Edinburgh City against Cove Rangers. Edinburgh City yet to get a point on the board this season. Chick, I was just thinking, I asked you to embellish things a bit there, try to make that game sound a bit better. And there must be many occasions through the years on a quiet day when you sat down and made a wee something up, did you not? For a back page headline.
That's a very serious accusation of a man who's
good effort, Chick. I'll keep you out here. Chance of fish to the byline, not to the byline. He's about 18 yards out. He picks out Tavares, and his shot just goes over the top of the crossbar. Decent effort.
Did look a decent effort, didn't it?
It was, yeah, really good effort. Alan, I want, it looks like that's an area that Hibs have targeted in terms of the cutback, because that's now a couple of times they've opted not to get to the byline and cut. They're almost looking to zing it across the edge of the box and deliver early, looking for that space in front of the back line.
Having watched St Johnstone last week, Leanne, I really felt they're going to struggle with the pace that Hibs have got, especially now when I see Tavares is quick, Boyle's lightning quick as well.
Yeah.
Venti's not slow, not a slouch, and that was my worry for St Johnstone today. But they don't even have to go to bylines, they're just picking people out. Robinson has clattered Boyle off the ball. He's been yellow carded. He's now under severe pressure, the young left back. So it's going to be a tough ask for St Johnstone this afternoon.
When you look last week at how St Johnstone,
there's a chance there for Olnusu. Another chance. Oh my goodness, how did he not score? One simple ball over the top. He's clean through. He's taken an extra touch. He's scored. Xander saved it. And then Kelly's come back up and he's trying to hit the net as well. I think he's been blocked on the line. A great chance from St Mirren. Playing really difficult to play against St Mirren just now for Hearts. Hearts are really struggling. St Mirren are just sitting in their shape and they're just pressing off that shape in the middle third. And then they're just, when they're winning the ball, they're just playing on that counter attack, and it's making life really difficult for Hearts to get into the game at all.
Olusanya does so well, Callum, but he's almost like he's lost control of his feet on both occasions. He gets the ball over the top, he miscues it, he gets a second bite, he's got to score, as you say, and he just completely misses the ball. He's about a yard out.
I interrupt you because I thought he's just going to tap in the net, and then he keeps going wider and wider. But against a great chance for St Mirren.
Yeah, very good start for the home side there. Ryan Strain with the opening goal on 7 minutes. Spartans' goal was scored by Reece Armstrong. Spartans 1, East 5-0. Come on, Chick, give us a good story. One you maybe embellished a wee bit back in the day.
Listen, I am the president of the Scottish Football Writers Association. I have made a very relatively successful career out of honest journalism.
There was a joke about the parrot, Chick. You get time?
What's that? Is that one for on air?
I need to get somebody to interrupt me.
Dear. Yeah, it sounds as if that one's best left. No, actually, Darren, I want to ask you a question. Chick can come in on this because my wee fellas at the St Mirren game today, and St Mirren fans were circulating something last night showing a map round the stadium of areas now where they're parked for years and years and years, and we said, oh, and the crowd's coming back. There's a sellout there in Paisley today, and people have been getting parking tickets there now in areas. And you know what, Dick, you'll know the bit where you drive just before you get to the stadium, you drive up, we turn left in the car park.
All right, yeah.
Up that road there, I think it's all now people are getting tickets. It's caused mayhem, so the fans are at least alerting each other. But I know you had a problem with this in Dundee recently.
Yeah, not just me. I was talking to James McFadden about it. I've been up to Dundee 2 or 3 times. Every time I've had a ticket. Last time out, I usually park in a certain area. It was blocked off for the guys with disability. Fine. And I asked the lady, I says, it was okay to park over there. And there was no bollards out, nothing, no lines, not even a single yellow line parked here. And when I come out, I left the car actually at 1 o'clock. By the time so there was nothing there. When I get back, there was a sign about 50 yards down the road, just a sign that you could pull out the back of your car and put it up. Don't park here, but it wasn't there at 1 o'clock when I got there, and actually there was 2 other cars that drew up beside me and got out and probably were away to get a couple of drinks or whatever before they went to the match, so they had tickets as well. Absolutely ridiculous. A couple of Dundee United fans came out and spoke to me, and they says, we've had a problem with this for ages, we've been complaining about it.
Derek, I was just wondering, as a pundit, you've had a fine. Did you get any fines when you were a player?
I don't even go there.
Could that fill a programme?
Put it this way, the guys always enjoyed their Christmas night out. That's for sure. But no, seriously, Kenny, that is a huge problem.
It is, isn't it?
And even going all over the country, I kind of know certain places where to go. You know, you can park up, but certainly I've found a big problem.
Same with football.
And Dundee certainly is a problem. Even I've parked before up there where there was no bollards, and I've actually come out after the game and there's bollards there and I've had a ticket.
It's ridiculous, isn't it, Chick? You know, these grounds, Scottish football's in a good place right now. Fans are turning up in huge numbers and they're getting hit with stuff like that. I mean, it's crazy.
I believe there's plans at Ibrox that people won't be able to park within a mile of Ibrox, and how you then help people, with handicapped people or who've got blue badges and all that. I don't know if there are exceptions, but that's going to cause a major issue in the south side of Glasgow. The traffic already, and because of these parking restrictions, and I believe that, as I said, there's going to be something like a mile round the stadium that you cannot park.
Yeah, I mean, people with disabilities, that is a big issue, no doubt about that. These are worrying times. The football fans getting penalised across the country when people are turning out in very, very good numbers. Let's then get back round the grounds. Dundee with advantage there at Dens Park. What sort of reaction from Kelly, Willie?
Yeah, quite a decent reaction. Vassell, unfortunately, has had a couple of great opportunities. Good cross from the left-hand side, and looked to me as an easy header, and it comes off the side of his head. That was an opportunity there from the corner. Vassell's on it again. It was at the back post. Not too sure who got the final header on it, but it was Lyons that got the header on it at the back post. But it was a good save. Good save from Carson at his near post, just to block it. So yeah, it's been a good response. From Kelly.
Sorry, Willie.
Yep.
Cut across you here. Stevie May's gone down in the centre circle. Off the ball with a clash with Rocky Bashiri. I'm just wondering if they'll have a look at it. I don't know if he just ran across him. Stevie May's raging, not happy at all.
Hopefully get another look at it.
Look at that,
Alan,
Leanna, you can see it.
Yeah.
Camera's a long way away here, isn't it? That's the problem. Here we go. Maybe a wee push. It's a long way away, Alan, the camera, but it's not good for us to get a close look at this.
They will look at it though, Alan, the fact that he's gone to ground. I think in that play come to a natural stop anyway.
We've started again.
Queen of the South have equalised at home to Hamilton Accies, 1 apiece there. In terms of your game then, Alan, it seemed much different from Hibs under the new manager.
It's my turn to interrupt you, Alan. We've got a possible penalty handball. I think it must be for Kilmarnock because the ball's being in the Dundee half. I think it was at that header down. I thought the goalkeeper had made the save, maybe not, but they're checking for a penalty here, possible penalty. We'll just have to wait and see. I'll bring you news as soon as I can.
Yeah, Leanne's trying to get a look now, Willie. We've got a better view of. It's hard to say, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't know if they're maybe claiming a foul as the ball came in, Willie. I don't see much myself off the angle that I'm getting a look at it. Goalkeeper makes a save, unless it's in this second phase from.
The ref's been asked to go and have a look at it.
Oh. Yeah, well, we've not seen.
Hopefully we can clear it up very, very shortly.
Oh, must be! It's a goal for Dunfermline, who have been absolutely outstanding in this game, and it's McCann who gets it. Great play down the left-hand side. The right centre-back of Morton switches off. It gets played in between centre-back and full-back. It's cut across the goal. There's McCann to tap it in, and I have to say, Dunfermline have been an absolute joy to watch. Thoroughly deserved their 2-0 lead. They've been all over Morton, and it is Dunfermline 2, Morton 0.
Terrific start for James McPake's side. Still we wait on this VAR. Here we are now.
It is a handball, Kenny, that they're checking. It's bloody. The pictures that we're seeing are not great, I would need to say. But it looks like the Kilmarnock players won the header.
He's given the penalty.
Yeah. The ball is moving towards goal, Willie.
Yeah, you're talking. What is the distance between the header and the arm, though?
I know.
It's incredible, isn't it? I mean, how are you supposed to get your arm out of the way?
I know. And I don't think it's going to cause. I mean, it's heading towards goal, but there's not. Yeah. It's too far out. I don't think it's going to cause any issues whatsoever.
No.
Point blank range.
So a big opportunity here for Kilmarnock to equalise in the penalty spot. Willie, who's stepping up there?
It's Armstrong.
He's
Danny
good,
Armstrong. Yeah, he's got the opportunity now to get his team back in level terms.
Missed his last one, will it?
Yeah, I think Tony Dock will be disappointed with that decision, but as soon as the referee's asked to go and have a look at it, you know what's going to happen. So it's Armstrong with the opportunity on his left foot, just taking his time now, eyeing it up and looking to put it towards goal, and he scores. Yeah, goalkeeper goes the right way, but it's well struck with the left foot. 1-1.
Sorry, I've just interrupted you there, Willie. I thought it was a goal, but it's offside to St Mirren. It's a ball in the box from the corner. And I don't actually know what he's given it. Leanne, you might be able to help me out here. He's given a free kick for something which I'm not too sure.
Yeah, no idea, but potentially offside. Maybe a foul. We'll get a look at it, Callum.
What a chance! What a chance for St Johnstone. It's Phillips. It's lovely play by May. He rolls in Phillips. He takes a touch away from Bashiri. He's on his left foot. 18 yards out, centre of goal, and he blasts it over the bar. St Johnstone have played well the last 4 or 5 minutes. McPherson had an effort a couple of minutes ago. Marshall's wrong-footed totally, wasn't getting it, just went wide of the target. St Johnstone creeping into the game almost into the 30th minute, still 0-0.
Callum, I think he's given that as a foul against Alex Gogic for a high boot for his initial attempt as the ball came into the box. He kind of scissor kicks it almost like an overhead kick, misses it, but I think he's deemed that as kind of dangerous play.
And for yourself, Callum, Hearts very disappointing this afternoon.
Yeah, they are. It's always a hard place when you go 1-0 down to St Mirren. We know what they're like. But for me, Zander Clark's had one long kick from his hands, and Hearts have got in and had a half a chance, and that's really all they've had all game. So again, I think the manager will be really disappointed with the response.
Can I just ask you, Michael Halloran today has been unplayable at times. He's playing as a wing back almost, and which I think suits him because he's not got his back to goal. He can get the ball, he can turn, he can run at people, and he was on fire for about half an hour. Now he then picked the ball up and made a mistake, and he put his defender under a bit of pressure, and he's falling out with himself, and he's shaking his head, and he's annoyed at himself. And it seems like it's really affected him, that one pass. Yet, he's been amazing for 30 minutes, made one bad pass. Is that something which you would say is
Michael? Yeah, that's Michael, because obviously this talent is speed. When he performs at his levels, he can. He's an unbelievable player. Just the consistency. Sometimes he beats himself up, which he shouldn't do. Because again, it's just a game of football, really. So Michael, I'm delighted he's back playing again, and probably, as you say, enjoying his football. And I think when he does that, Michael probably has to play every week. And he starts to enjoy it, and then you'll get performance levels.
Just couldn't believe how hard he was on himself.
Yeah, I know. That's just Michael. He's very, very hard on himself. Hopefully, at some point, he will relax, and when he relaxes, he's a very, very good player.
Yep, so going round the grounds at the moment then, one apiece at Dens Park. Callum telling us that Mirren in control against Hearts, 1-0 to the home side there. Alan Preston, St Johnstone back in it in the past few minutes.
Yeah, they've been excellent, Kenny, really good, passing the ball. Hibs fans are getting a bit frustrated here at Easter Road. They don't like the slow, methodical out the back, the two centre-halves going into the box to collect it, and then a couple of centre midfield players going to try and drop off to get in it, to try and get the space so the ball can be dropped up to Venti. They're not having it their own way. St Johnstone got a good shape to them at the moment. Stevie May started to creep into the game a little bit. Phillips is the one that's trying to get forward along with Dre Wright. And the last, as I say, 5-10 minutes, St Johnstone have been the better side. But still 0-0.
Alan, were you surprised at the amount of changes that Stevie McLean made today? 6 changes, was it, you right?
I was. Yeah, I was. He's got a new signing in. A new signing just came in. Just got clearance at lunchtime today, so he's come in automatically. I think, as always, in the last wee while, Chris Kane's been injured. He got injured again, I believe, yesterday at training, or he might have started, so he's out altogether. But it's a lot of changes. Brown's come back in, he's not really been playing.
Yeah.
McClellan's in, obviously they've had to, because of the concussion last week with their captain Gordon, he's obviously can't play. So I am surprised there's so many, but some have been enforced.
Chick, how would you describe your game there?
Red card. We've got a red card here at Dens. Josh Mulligan, it is a swipe. He takes a little bit of revenge. I think it's on Armstrong. It is on Armstrong, and Mulligan goes in, I think.
He's in disbelief, Willie. I'm going to need to get another look at it. Often the player's reaction tells you.
I think definite yellow card. Definite yellow card. Not so sure about the red card.
Yeah.
It was. He was a little bit frustrated there. He'd been taken out earlier. He was looking for retribution, but I think a yellow card would have done. Have a look at it, Leon.
Catches him above the ankle, don't get me wrong. He's late, it's cynical.
Yep.
I don't know if it's a red.
That's a hard one to say, I think. It's not malicious, but you can see where the referee's giving it.
He gets it completely wrong, I know. I just think he probably will see maybe 3 or 4 of them across the weekend.
Yeah. He was taken
Something happened, Kenny.
Go for it, Chick.
I was about to say when you asked me there that how would I describe the game, I would describe it as the polar opposite of what you tipped it to be. However, in the last 10 seconds I've had a great chance. It's Sam Stanton again, who was the man who claimed he should have a penalty earlier on, just inside the box. Good low shot, and actually a great save from Josh Ray to turn it around the post. Ray throw us of a corner.
He's a way to have a look at it.
I was going to say, well, they've just had another look at it. It's not a red card for me. He goes to play the ball, he kicks, the contact is with the inside of his boot. Yes, he catches him probably just on the ankle line. The ball is there, the touch is good, it takes him away from him. But for me, he's got one knee in the ground, there's no real force, there's no intent to endanger the opponent. It would be interesting if David Monroe goes to the monitor and he changes his mind.
Yeah.
Is it just on top of the boot he gets from there?
That's what I mean, Ken. He's not high. It's not shin. It's not the back of the calf. It's not down the back of the Achilles. He's literally tried to play the ball. He's went with his left leg across, which is natural.
He's lost his composure.
Go. Fish in the net. What a header that is. Good header. Good ball to the back post. And it's Fish with a downward. Sorry, it's Miller actually. It's no Fish. It's Miller actually at the back post. Miller puts it out with a good header back across the keeper into the back of the net, and it's 1-0 to Hibs.
You just wanted to use that line.
I thought it was somebody who's on the far side for me. Then I seen him running away. I got the number. Good header.
He sent them off. He sent them off.
Wow, Leanne, you're shocked. Leanne's head is in her hands right now.
Look, as you say, Kenny, if this is a route that we're going to go down and this is red cards, that yes, there's contact and he's not played the ball, but if you're honestly looking at it, and me looking at it as a former player, he's made an honest attempt to play the ball. He gets it wrong and he's late, but as I say, it's not high. I don't think there's an awful lot of force. For me, it's a game-changing decision, though, is what it is.
How relevant is intent, though, Leanne? We talk about intent quite a lot now. It's fine saying that we don't mean to do it, but
it's one of those challenges, Rory. What I'm saying is, if it's the middle of the pitch and a team's breaking on you and you bring them down cynically, there's intent. You know exactly what you're doing. You're stopping that counter-attack. It's a similar type challenge to that, where he's been caught behind the ball and he's trying to make up the yards. and he's reaching to try and make it up, then the touch goes. So for me, but I think he's genuinely trying to play the ball, and I find that difficult to look at the point of contact.
Here's a
and
big
the
problem
force.
for St Johnstone. Big problem. Oh, doesn't get that away. Chance again. Oh, Lafondra. St Johnstone were on the break. Carey plays it in, and then Hibs win it at the edge of their own box, and they charge up the other end with Boyle. He beats 3 or 4 men. I think he should pass it earlier. Eventually comes out to Lafondra, and he hits it on the volley just wide of the target.
Got a goal here as well, Kenny. It's for Arbroath. They've been excellent, by the way. It's O'Brien. What a strike it is. And I tell you what, they've got a free kick Arbroath away out on the left-hand side. You're thinking, you know, on Arbroath side under Dick Campbell, they'll just put it into the mixer. Not at all. You know, took a short corner into Hulton. A little nutmeg, get a little bit of luck as well, but the ball finds its way to Brian, edge of the box. Great strike from a big fella, keeps it down into the back of the net, and it's deserved. 2-0 Arbroath.
Yeah, Liam
Happy
was
to
saying
share game of the day with you, Derek.
form.
Happy to share it with you.
So just go through what's happened in the past few minutes. Josh Mulligan sent off for Dundee in 34 minutes.
Oh, it's the side of the net. Kenny, the side of the net. I thought it rolled into the back of the net, got round the side and caught the net. Magnificent free kick, mind you, from Josh Mullen. I think
Liam, we'll have a word with you next week before I say anything ridiculous on there.
I'll be having a word with you. I'll be having a word with you on Monday to decide what games we're doing.
See, Kenny, I was thinking, see, when we were talking about embellishing things, was that Biscuits embellishing just so he could get that line in?
No doubt about
just
it.
Making,
I've been saving up for
I
a
wouldn't
while.
say making things up, but he was desperate to get that line in.
Yeah, Miller in the net doesn't sound quite as good, does it?
So Josh Mulligan, something's happened somewhat. No. So Josh Mulligan sent off for Dundee in 34 minutes. Alloa 1-0 up away at Annan. Connor Salmon on 36 minutes. Forfar now 2-0 up away at Stranraer. Josh Kelly with a second there on 38 minutes.
We've got a yellow card here for a two-footed challenge. A dive in.
Oh, wow.
Is it Finlay?
If they don't review this and give a red, Willie, I've not seen the contact. I've seen the lunge, I've seen the motion, I've seen the intent.
Oh dear, Mr. Monroe, you're having a nightmare this afternoon.
Robbie D's lunges, both feet came off the ground. Yeah. He goes with the opposite leg, studs shown. Nah, it's not red either, but neither was the first one.
My goodness, it's all happening in that game. Very interesting to hear from both managers. We will hear from them post-match. Yeah, chance
for Dundee United there. It's been quite quiet in Inverness, but Dundee United starting to up the ante. Declan Glass drilling one just over the crossbar of Mark Bridgers. Cali Thistle, Kenny, have been the better side, I would say, but Dundee United starting to creep into this one. They're without Louis Moult. He's just gone off, and Tony Watt's on, so Jim Goodwin's men starting to crank up the pressure on managerless Inverness.
Yeah, just going to come to Ian just to set up a discussion on that. Alan Preston, your thoughts on the sacking of Billy Dodds? It seemed to be coming, didn't it?
It seemed to be. It was a poor start to the season for Billy, and it's a results industry, I'm afraid. It really is. It's getting them to the cup final last year was wonderful for them, and actually I think financially it really, I wouldn't say saved the club, but close on doing it. You know, so that was a great achievement. But at the start of the season, and Billy will know himself, the results just weren't good enough.
Yeah.
And they've made the change, but who did they get? You know, it's a club. They're not in crisis, far from it, but they don't have any money.
Do you think John Robertson and Charlie Christie, an interim charge, do you think they'll have eyes on getting this on a permanent basis?
No, I don't think so. No, I don't think so. I think the ones that are in the frame, you know, obviously if Callum would be a great name for them to get, if they could attract Callum, I think that would be a big ask. I think Darren O'Dee's one that's possibly in there.
Ian McCall, Kevin Thompson. I've seen a lot of names mentioned.
Listen, there's a lot of good names. And Scott Gardner has said there's a lot of good names to come out. But what are you going to get?
Well, do you not think, I mean, I know, okay, we'd start this conversation, I declare Billy Dodds a friend of mine, but are Inverness not a way look in the mirror? Had a manager took the cup final in the playoffs, we're hardly into the season, and I just think they pulled the trigger way too quickly without a plan B in place, as far as we know. So I think clubs have to take a reality check.
We had this conversation last year, though. They went through a run of about 10 games without a win.
Sorry, Leanne, hit the post there in the game. Stodge, I talked across you. What did you say? Sorry.
No, I'm saying last season they went through a very similar type run of form. I think it was no wins in 10. Don't think the fans were pleased, and I personally felt that Billy would not get that same run this season. If it looked like it was heading that way, they would pull the trigger. I don't think it's just based on this season. The cup final looked great. It was a brilliant end to the season to get there, but I don't think that's enough when you're looking at seriously challenging playoffs and potential championship winners.
Anyway, he's not been out of work for too long, because he's doing the Aberdeen game for BBC on Wednesday night, I believe. Yeah.
There's a big chance here for Dunfermline. It's a good touch from White and a good bar where he squares it to McCann. Oh, he's missed it over the bar. He's got to score. It's the first time Morton have had any pressure within this match. Corners, free kicks, and they break away superbly. Dunfermline. Ben Summers, just in behind the two strikers, has been good at times on the ball. He releases White, who takes a good first touch, squares it to McCann over the bar. Should have been 3, should have been game over, but it's still 2-0 Dunfermline.
Right, let's go around the grounds. Lots happening across Scotland this afternoon. Willie Miller is at Dens Park. Dundee against Kilmarnock for you, Willie.
Yeah, it's been a lively game, I would say. Initially, first 10-15 minutes or so, nothing much to report, but with the goals, a couple of good goals, one apiece, and then the ordering off obviously gives Kilmarnock the upper hand in this one. You would expect them to dominate possession and perhaps go on and take all 3 points. A controversial ordering off as well, I would suggest, with Josh Mulligan going into a challenge. I thought he'd lost his composure a little bit, because he was taken out just before it, and he's lunged into a challenge, but hasn't hurt the opponent, so I think it was a harsh decision, but the game is certainly lively.
Willie, did you get a look at the dugouts and the reaction from the managers as the red card was happening?
I didn't know.
No.
I think Derek was out asking questions about the red card,
right.
But he was talking to the fourth official rather than the referee. So it was all quite calm, actually. I think he was obviously wanting the red card to stand, and maybe suggesting that very quietly.
So one apiece there, the home side down to 10 men. The home side in control at Easter Road, Alan Preston.
They are, Kenny, and they're good value for it at the moment. They've had a lot of possession. St John's had a little 5-10 minute spell. They had a couple of chances, but Hibs got that goal, a really good header, great ball in from Newell, and there was Lewis Miller heading it back across the keeper into the back of the net. And St Johnstone since then trying to get a foothold back in the game. Long throw-ins with Considine coming in, but they're not really penetrating that Hibs back four. Hibs good value for the 1-0. We're just about at half time. We've got a minute to go.
And half time, Kenny. Yep. Sorry, Partick Thistle 2, Arbroath 2, Partick Thistle 0.
Thank you to Derek Ferguson. What a result that would be for Dick Campbell's side there, on a terrific run of form. St Mirren are the same. They're going very well at home to Hearts this afternoon. Just seen some pictures coming in. Injury concerns for Hearts, Callum.
Yeah, Atkinson's gone down the far side. We don't really know what it was. I don't think it was even a tackle, so there's always a worry that way. He tried to get up and he's gone down again, so a little stoppage here, but St Mirren really comfortable. Hearts have had a lot of possession in the middle third, as you'd probably expect against St Mirren, without actually, I'm not sure they've actually had a shot on target yet, so I think obviously Hearts are really disappointed with that, but St Mirren really comfortable. A couple of really good opportunities in the game to score again, so I'm sure Robinson will be happy at the moment.
Well, thanks.
So a quiet afternoon in Airdrie, Chick?
Yep. It's been a little bit. Oh, there's a half-time whistle, Kenny. Yes.
Thank goodness.
The last few moments were just a little bit better, I have to say. But I mean, a lot of huffing and puffing. No real problems for either goalkeeper. I think that's always a measure of a game. Josh Ray and Kevin Dabrowski not troubled very much. Trying to play football. I don't like the surface here. The stadium is very heavy for an AstroTurf or synthetic pitch, and there's been one great free kick which rattled the post from Josh Mullen and into the side netting. I thought it would get in, if you recall, and that's about it really. I hope and pray for better action, or some action, in the second half. 0-0.
We hope so. Plenty of good football on display for you, Rory Loy.
Yeah, there has been. I have to say it's been all for the one side. Dunfermline, they've been magnificent. Craig Whiten, player I played with, who struggles for form at times and can be a little bit up and down. He's been phenomenal today, really, really good. Took his goal well, that gave him confidence. Like I said, O'Halloran's filling out the game a little bit, but he was excellent. Ben Summers, He's been technically very astute. He does take a wee bit too long on the ball at times. I think he's just getting used to the hustle and bustle and fast pace of the Championship, but he looks like a very astute signing for James McPake, and he'll only get better. Been very, very impressive, very good to watch, Dunfermline. We are still playing here. We're about a minute over in terms of kick-off, but Dougie Emery will be absolutely raging at his team's performance. He's been very animated down in that touchline, and he'll be sure to let his team know at half-time. Tyler French in particular struggled down that left-hand side of Dunfermline, so it'll be interesting to see if he makes any subs at half-time, Dougie Emery.
Yes, another name I've actually seen linked with the vacancy at Inverness, Cali Thistle. So Alan gave us a half-time shout there from Easter Road, the home side in control. Still playing in Inverness. There's a half-time whistle gone, Ian?
Yeah, half-time, Cali Thistle 0, Dundee United 0. You mentioned there about names, Kenny. I've heard a few in the build-up to this one, and I'm led to believe there was a board meeting as well, which took place at the Caledonian Stadium before kick-off. So the board of directors keen to make a quick appointment. Darren O'Day is still the one that I think is top of the list here at Cali Thistle. But interestingly, Scott Brown has been in Inverness this week as well. So I don't know if maybe he's been up visiting, or perhaps he's in contention.
That's a very interesting one. That's one name I hadn't seen linked, Liam. We saw the stories with Darren O'Day. He's got a very, very good job at Celtic.
Half-time at East End Park, Kenny. 2-0 Dunfermline.
Thanks, Rory.
Yeah, no, Scott Brown would certainly be an interesting one.
Oh, wow. I thought that was ending up the back of the net.
Oh, dear.
It was Matty Kennedy at the back post. And it's just went right across the face of the goal, and it didn't actually go out the park.
I thought you'd taken cramp.
Don't know how he's not hit the target, Willie.
He's got his score.
I would echo those noises that you made. It would probably sound a bit inappropriate. But he's got to hit the target. He gets up well at the back post, and I've no idea how it stays in play as well.
And he's totally free as well, isn't he?
Yeah, he is. I don't know if that's what puts him off, the fact that he's not expecting the ball to arrive at him.
Yeah, wow.
Some half-time scores coming in. Clyde 2, Elgin City 0, Bonnyrigg Rose 0, Stenhousemuir 0, Edinburgh City 1, Cove Rangers 1. As Ian told us, Inverness Cali Thistle 0, Dundee United 0, Annan Athletic 0, Alloa Athletic 1, Connor Salmon with a goal there, Stranraer 0, Forfar Athletic 2. Derek's watching the game at Firhill. Partick Thistle 0, Arbroath 2, and Montrose 0, Stirling Albion 0. So still playing in pace. Perhaps a minute or so to go there, given that lengthy delay for the injury. Callum.
Yeah, there's a great chance there for St Mirren. Actually, it's probably too easy for St Mirren to get down the right-hand side here. Their right-hand side, they've got the ball in the box. He's gone to the other side. Scott Tanner's put a great ball in. It's a header back post by McMenamin, and just defended and deflected over the bar. So St Mirren finishing this half really strong.
Yeah, very, very interesting to see what we get from Hearts this season. It's been a slow start, Leanne, hasn't it? A lot of fans unhappy that the managerial situation there has been resolved now. Stephen Naismith is the man in charge. Very good last weekend at home to Aberdeen, but really in the back foot for long spells of this first half today.
Yeah, and that probably says more about St Mirren in the way that they've performed this season, in the form that they're showing, and what they've got going on, especially at home. I think they take the game to the opposition now. I don't think, regardless of the fact that they're defensively sound in the way they set up, they're very, very good middle to front as well. So Hearts have probably been found wanting a little bit, but it has been a slow start to the season. Having said that, when you look at third spot just now, it really is up for grabs. When you look at Motherwell, that's there, Rangers are sitting below them just now, Hearts and Hibs tucked in behind, Ross County on 7 points as well. So it's there to be had.
Your game, Willie.
Yeah, I have to.
Is that Tony Docherty booing the referee we just heard?
I think Mr Monroe is in for it as he walks off the pitch here. I can just see the Dundee fans just winding up, waiting for him. But it is half-time and it's 1-1 here at Dens.
Yeah, certainly eventful in that game there. 3 games kicked off at 3 o'clock in the English Premier League. Crystal Palace 0, Fulham 0, Luton 0, Wolves 0. Wolves down to 10 men. Manchester City 2, Nottingham Forest 0. So still playing in Paisley. Still that game going there.
Half-time at Paisley.
Good stuff. Thank you, Sir Ryan Strain. Thanks, Callum Ryan Strain, with the early goal there on 7 minutes. All the half-time reaction to come on Sports and right here on BBC Radio Scotland.
On digital radio,
FM,
online at BBC Sport Scotland,
your smart speaker,
and BBC Sounds.
This is Sports Sound from BBC Radio Scotland.
Scottish football lives here.
Right, let's get round the grounds here on Sports Sound. And a reminder, we're on until 7 o'clock this evening. We have a Premiership defender choosing the music for us on the programme. That's between 5:30 and 7 o'clock. And fans from lots of clubs ready to come on and engage in the debate. So let's then get to Dens Park Dundee against Kilmarnock. There for us, Willie Miller.
Yeah, Kenny, it's 1-1 here at half-time, and it's been quite a controversial first 45. Started really slowly, first 10 minutes, but in 16 minutes it was the home side that took the lead. It was a corner from the left-hand side, and Shaughnessy got the little flick on, and Bakayoko at the back post with the simple task. Good positioning, I must say. Just sneaking into the back post, losing his marker, and just tapped it into the back of the net. So everything going well for Dundee at that point. Kilmarnock did come back and had a couple of really good chances through their main striker Vassell, who wasted both of them. You know, the first one was probably the easiest, cut back from the right hand side, and he just mistimed his strike from the penalty spot. He had plenty of time to just slot into the back of the net. He didn't take it. The next one for Vassell as well was from the other side of the park, but his header, again, you would expect him, decent striker, you know, got himself ahead of his marker, and it's a weak header and puts it well by the post. But then they got a break, I would suggest, Kilmarnock, when the ball came into the box, and it was a header, and it comes off a Dundee defender. I think it's really harsh because it's so close. It's like a flicked header that hits, then goes to the arm within the space of maybe a couple of feet, and he can't get his arm out the way. The referee is asked to have a look at it, and he decides that it is a penalty. Josh Mulligan then gets sent off in 34 minutes. Again, another harsh decision, I felt, for the home side. Yeah, he lost composure. He took a knock just before he went into the challenge. I think he was looking for a little bit of retribution, but in my book, I think a yellow card would have been enough. The referee had the chance to change it. He was asked to go and have a look at it, but decided to stick with the red card. Another chance for Kilmarnock as well, with Matty Kennedy just before the 45-minute time, when he sneaks in at the back post. It's a header. He should put it into the back of the net. He somehow manages from the back post to put it right across the face of the goal, and it doesn't even go out for a goal kick. So that was a big opportunity missed. It's Kilmarnock that's in top, there's no doubt about that. Dundee are struggling down to 10 men, and it's going to be a difficult second half for the home side.
Thank you, Willie. Lots of talking points in that game. So one apiece at Dens Park. At Easter Road, Hibs 1, St Johnstone 0. Lewis Miller with a goal on 35 minutes. And in Paisley, St Mirren 1, Hearts 0. Ryan Strain on 7 minutes. The home side really dominating there. Let's then get into the Championship. Chick Young is watching Airdrie against Wraith Rovers.
Well, Kenny, further to your earlier comments, I've been in a creative writing course this afternoon to try and spice this game up. It's Airdrie 0, Wraith Rovers 0, and as someone famously said, both of them are lucky to get 0. There's been one fantastic opportunity from a brilliantly hit free kick from Josh Mullen, which I thought had gone into the net, but had turned just outside the post and rippled in to the side netting. There's been a couple of other chances and strikes. Josh Mullen's probably been involved in this game more than anyone. It got a little bit better, I have to say, towards half-time. The pace was stepped up a little bit, but Airdrie offering very little in terms of threatening Kevin Dabrowski in the Rovers' goal. It desperately needs a goal from someone this match to light it up. It's been slow on the pitch. There's been no real pace about the game. I would say that Wraith Rovers are marginally the better team, but no real goalkeeping issues for either side, and I think that tells a story of its own. No real shots on target, and that's why here in the Airdrie sunshine it remains Airdrie 0, Wraith Rovers 0.
Thank you, Chick. In contrast to that, Rory Lloyd, a really good game for you at East End Park.
Yes, it has been. I spoke about the pitch and how good it was at the start of the game, and it's Dunfermline who've taken advantage of that. They've knocked on the door, to be honest, from the very first minute, and it only took 11 minutes for Craig Whiting to break that resistance. A corner in from Joe Chalmers, a really good delivery, but poor defending, you have to say. Sees Whiting volley home from all of 4 or 5 yards out. A good striker's goal, if you will. And in 13 minutes, it was Morton's only real attempt on goal in the half. Stephen Boyd cut in from the left-hand side and sent a high right-footed curling shot just wide of the post, and on 15 minutes Lewis McCann picked up the ball in the middle of the pitch, took one touch out his feet, unleashed a powerful effort which rattled the crossbar of Jamie McDonald, who could only stand and watch. However, McCann did get his goal on the half-hour mark. Josh Edwards with a marvellous run down the left-hand side, a fantastic ball to split the defence from Summers, was cut back across the goal, and Lewis McCann had the simplest of tasks to tap it into the back of the net to make it 2-0. Summers did play the ball to Whiting right on half-time. Whiting squared to McCann, who somehow managed to miss and put it over the bar. At the very least, they should have tested the goalkeeper. A dominant display from Dunfermline, a very underwhelming display from Morton sees Dunfermline 2-0 up at half-time.
Inverness Cally Thistle on the lookout for a new manager, are at home to Dundee United this afternoon. There for us, Ian Auld.
Half-time, Kenny, and it's goalless in Inverness. However, Cally Thistle, under the interim charge of Charlie Christie and John Robertson, have been bright up against the high-flying Dundee United. They've had chances in this one with Cameron Harper and on loan Dundee man Max Anderson going the closest for the home side. The Arabs, who lost Louis Moult through injury on the half-hour, are unbeaten in the Championship and started to get back into it towards the end of the half. Archie Meekison ruffled the side netting of Mark Ridgers from inside the Inverness penalty area, and Declan Glass rifled an effort inches over the crossbar from long distance just at the end of the half. The home side will be happier of the two at the break. It's Cally Thistle 0, Dundee United 0.
Thank you, Ian. The home fans certainly won't be happy at Firhill this afternoon. Partick Thistle against Arbroath with Derek Ferguson.
Yeah, Kenny, a real surprise here. It's been a good watch, but the surprise is Arbroath have been so dominant at the moment. It's Partick Thistle 0, Arbroath 2. Big half-time talk, would imagine, for Chris Doolan. Arbroath got the lead 12 minutes in. McKenna, a deep cross, finding the incoming Jermaine Hilton to guide home from about 8 yards out on the volley. Thistle struggling big time, I think, with the power, the physicality, and Arbroath, who were dominating, got a second on 39 minutes. It was Tom O'Brien thumping home 18 yards out. Poor defending from Thistle as we're just about to get underway, Kenny. So that's how we stand. It's Partick Thistle 0, Arbroath 2.
Good stuff. Thank you to Derek Ferguson. So the half-time scores: Dundee 1, Kilmarnock 1, Hibs 1, St Johnstone 0, St Mirren 1, Hearts 0. In the lunchtime kick-off it finished Livingston 0, Celtic 3. In the Championship today, Airdrie 0, Raith Rovers 0, Dunfermline 2, Morton 0, Inverness Cally Thistle 0, Dundee United 0, and as Derek was just telling us, Partick Thistle 0, Arbroath 2. In League 1, Annan Athletic 0, Alloa Athletic 1, Edinburgh City 1, Cove Rangers 1, Montrose 0, Stirling Albion 0, Queen of the South 1, Hamilton Accies 1, and it's a 5:30 start. Kelty Hearts at home to Falkirk. In League 2, Bonnyrigg 0, Stenhousemuir 0, Clyde 2, Elgin City 0, Dumbarton 0, Peterhead 0, and Spartans 1, East Fife 0, and second half just underway. Stranraer 0, Forfar 2. 3 o'clock kickoffs in the English Premier League today. Crystal Palace 0, Fulham 0, Luton 0, Wolves 0. Wolves down to 10 men. Manchester City 2, Nottingham Forest 0. Haaland again on the score sheet for City. A 5:30 start. Brentford against a really struggling Everton side, and Burnley at home to a struggling Manchester United side. That one kicks off at 8 o'clock. So that's you right up to date with all the scorelines. Lots more to come on Sports, and again a reminder, we're on until 7 o'clock from 5:30. Fans of lots of clubs ready to come on and debate with our pundits, and we have a Premiership defender choosing the music for us this evening on Sports, and all that to come between now and 7 o'clock.
Chance! And it's a goal!
Oh, what a goal! All the action from all the biggest games.
Oh, it's the second goal!
This is Open All Mics from Sports Sound.
From BBC Radio Scotland.
You're listening to Open All Mics on BBC Radio Scotland, Leanne. It's interesting just looking at some of the stories developing today and some of the fans that will join us later in the day. St Mirren fans will be delighted. Could they be dreaming of European football? They came so close last season. Hearts fans, I just don't think they've been happy since the summer, really. That's an interesting story. And also that game at Dens Park, level at the moment, but so many talking points in that one.
Yeah, no, loads to look at. Certainly sports scene highlights later on will be worth tuning into, because there's a few talking points already, as you mentioned, and the big one for me is the Dundee-Kilmarnock game, the sending off that we've seen, Kenny. I've looked at it again, I've seen another clip, I've seen a slow-mo of it. It's an unbelievably poor decision, I personally feel, from David Munro. The reality is Ewan Anderson, who's the VAR referee, has clearly disagreed. He's looked at it, he's felt there was reason to bring the referee to the monitor to contest the potential red card. David Munro's had a look at it again, he's stuck to his guns, he still gave a red card, and the reality is if he had given a yellow, I don't think VAR would have brought him to the monitor to say this is a potential red card. So I think what you've seen today is that two referees that have effectively disagreed with what they've seen.
It's rare, isn't it, for them to
It's
go
very, very rare that David Munro as a referee would go to the screen and not change his mind.
Yeah, I think we've got Alan and Preston in the background there. Are you back underway at Easter Road, Alan?
Yeah, he's back underway. I don't know if he's dropped off the line.
Kenny, back underway, and I'll just give you a quick summary of that.
Apologies, we've got issues with the lines in Paisley and at Easter Road.
Summary of that opening half.
Yeah, the problems there, it's been happening all afternoon, unfortunately. So problems in the line, our line, that game at Easter Road. It's currently Hibs 1, St Johnstone 0. Lewis Miller with a goal on 35 minutes. We'll try and get that line re-established. Also problems with the line at the game in Pace. I can tell that's not back underway yet. There was a big delay there, Leanne, for a bad injury, but St Mirren very much on top in that one.
They are, yeah, really good first half performance from St Mirren. An injury to Nat Atkinson just towards the end of the first half, and I get a look at that again, and it looked as if his ankle, Kenny, get caught underneath his body just as he went into the challenge. A really innocuous and unfortunate one, but he looked in an awful lot of discomfort. He didn't get back to his feet and he was eventually stretchered off. But when you speak about third spot, I said it earlier on, third spot just now is there for a fair few teams to go and take, and St Mirren will be looking at it, Motherwell will be looking at it, because Hearts and Hibs have not really motored, and they're normally the two. Aberdeen as well, we know that second bottom just now, they're down and out of it. And those are the, Hearts, Hibs and Aberdeen are the three normally that we're looking at for third spot. So of course St Mirren have got to dream big, they've got to look at that and target that.
Yeah, I always wonder, Leanne, I don't know if you're of the same opinion, but we hear all these managers at St Mirren, Motherwell and all these kind of places complaining about how early the League Cup starts and things. I don't think it's any coincidence that the teams who did well in that League Cup took that momentum into the league games whilst the others were playing catch-up, so it has its benefits as well. Yeah, no, I would agree, Rory, and I think every team's different. Every team will be prepared at a certain point or under-prepared, and it's how serious you look at that competition and what you look to try and get out of it. Though. Yeah, no, absolutely, it is. I personally, as a player, would feel more up to speed with this stage of the season, even if I had performed poorly in the League Cup, because you're almost getting those games out of the way. But brilliant, if you get great momentum and you perform well, then it's a double win.
Yeah, looking at the live table, St Mirren second there, Motherwell they play tomorrow there in third, Rangers fourth, Hearts fifth, Hibs sixth. Ross County they play tomorrow, they're level on points with that game in hand, level on points with Hearts and Hibs, and as you say, Leanne, Aberdeen bottom at the moment. They play tomorrow against Ross County. They have 2 points from their opening 5 games. Rory, just in terms of Leanne talking there about the pictures that are coming in here from the game, the big refereeing calls at Dens Park. I don't want to tempt fate here, but you've given how much we talked about VAR, and we felt some major blunders last season. It's been fairly quiet on that front at the start of this campaign. Would you agree with that? Yeah, I would agree with that. So, sorry, did you say Rory? Rory. Yeah, I would agree with that. I do think it's been quiet, and that's testament to the referees, to be fair, because they did say that over time they would get more things right than wrong, and that has proven to be the case. I did witness one howler at Rugby Park a couple of weeks ago, but other than that, it's been pretty good, to be fair. I was quite harsh in terms of the whole teething issues, because as I've said previously, teething issues are technical issues are getting used to the teething issues aren't
getting 2-3 looks at something and still making the wrong decision, which was happening far too often last season. So I'll be interested to see the one at Dens Park, but I think Gerrit McInnes will maybe feel he was due a bit of luck on the VAR front, because I do feel he is one in Camarnica side that have suffered more than the rest.
Yeah, no doubt about that. It was a big call, wasn't it, Willie, that ordering off. I think when we saw the referee getting called over, we thought that's it, he'll overturn that decision, but he stuck with it.
No, he did stick with it. You don't see too many occasions where that happens, and I think, looking at it, it's a definite yellow card. Is it a red card? I think when he's going back and he's got a second view at it, and obviously he's then disagreeing with the VAR ref as well, because I think the VAR ref obviously asked him to go and have a look at it, with automatically put in his mind, the referee's mind here at Dens, David Monroe, the fact that he maybe got that one wrong, but he stuck with his decision. He went with it. Tony Dock escorted him up the tunnel at half time. I'm sure he was having a word in his ear and asked him why he stuck with that decision, and I think we're all a little bit baffled with his choice, that he had the opportunity to just rescind it and make it a yellow, but he didn't take that opportunity.
Here we go. We feel it. We're at Easter Road here, Kenny, and Stevie May and Rocky Bashiri. May's been taken out of the play again by Bashiri, he feels. And then he goes and he gets up, he has a right go at Jago, he knocks him to the ground. The referee's had enough, he's just yellow carded May and Bashiri. But the two of them have been at it the whole game. And this is going to continue in the second half. St Johnstone have came out, good start to the second half from them so far, for the effort at goal just wide of the target. But
just fresh off
the game because of this.
Sorry, I'm just fresh off a tongue lashing probably from Dougie Imrie. Morton started the second half much better, and the ball gets cut back there across the box, and it comes to Cameron Blues, who have played with Cammy. He's probably not used to being in that position all too often. He tries to go with his left foot and it just creeps by the corner of the goals. Much better start to this half from Morton. It'll be interesting to see where the next goal comes from, but that will dictate the rest of the match. If Dunfermline get it, it'll be over.
Nearly a third for Arbroath, Kenny. I tell you what, it's a wonderful attempt from Craig Slater. Just edge of the box, he went out that left hand side, just cutting in right footed, try to find the top corner. I tell you what a brilliant save it is from Snedden. But they've started the same way into the second half. Arbroath just pinning Partick Thistle back. They look lost, Thistle. I thought they'd have come out, I thought they would have had a reaction, certainly at half time. I thought Chris might have went through a few of them, but nope. It's one-way traffic at the moment, and Arbroath unlucky not to add a third.
Yeah, you watched them, of course, last Friday night. Very, very good down at Somerset Park, and just looking at that live table, you talked about the run Arbroath are on. Looking at things right now, third on 12 points, 2 points off top, given the dreadful start they made.
Yeah, no, it just shows you how quickly things can change, but that's 4 solid weeks, 4 solid performances from Arbroath, and I'm interested if it stays like this to hear from Dick Campbell. I know he always likes to bat off that their ambitions are to stay in the division. It's never about winning or even the playoffs are mentioned, but I'm really surprised, Eric, I would need to say at Partick Thistle from what I'm hearing from you today, because they were sound last week, they were really good right across the pitch, they were ruthless in front of goal, they caused all sorts of problems. Jamie Snedden right from the back line dominated, controlled things, dictated, moved the ball, created opportunities, and it just sounds like they've produced none of that today. Nothing.
And I watched the game last Friday and they were excellent, certainly second half, but it's just the two boys that just sit in the middle of the park, Slater and Gold, and they allow Hilton, McKenna down. They've took Turan off. They've brought on Bird up top. He still looks a player that's physicality about him, and Thistle just can't deal with it. And it's not just like they're bullying Thistle, they're outplaying them. They're moving the ball well. As I say, it's their second goal. You know, they could quite easily have just lumped the ball into the box. No, short free kick, worked it into the box and got their words. But at the moment, it's just one-way traffic. And you know, this will support. I think they've been very patient this afternoon, because sometimes I've sat here myself and they go off their head, but not today.
They've been very good. Patient. The backing's been very, very good. Even the away support last week at Somerset was excellent. They didn't stop the entire game. Absolutely backed them from start to finish.
But they need something, because Thistle have shown absolutely nothing so far this afternoon.
Yeah, a very worrying performance, no doubt about that, for Chris Doolan and his team there. Back underway in Inverness, Ian Auld.
Yeah, we're underway, Kenny. We've played about 10 minutes or so the second half. Dundee United have had a wee go at Cally Thistle. Obviously, Jim Goodwin's had a go at his side at the break, but here come Cally Thistle with the ball into the box, and Billy Mackay unable to get the head on it. I mean, to be fair to Cally Thistle, Charlie Christie said this week that he wants to take the shackles off some of his attacking players, and you can see that they've got a wee bit more confidence going forward, but just lacking that final the final pass inside the final third. But yeah, going nicely for the home side. Dundee United, of course, Jim Goodwin will be wanting more from his side.
Yeah, lots of names linked with that job. John Robertson is in charge today. Ian McCall's name's been mentioned. Darren O'Dea, Kevin Thompson, Callum Davidson, who is working on the programme with us today. Callum is at the game in Paisley. That is the game in Paisley this afternoon. Callum is there for us. Hearts away at St Mirren. We had some problems with the line in that game in Paisley. Back with us, okay, Callum, now?
Yes, I hope so. I can hear you.
Good
I can hear your voice, Kenny, so that's good.
What's
that's
happening
good
there?
Yeah, so again, not a lot really. It's probably much of the same as the first half. Hearts obviously no changes from either team. What I've noticed is Cameron Devlin's actually playing right wing at the moment. Hearts are obviously 4-4-2 and they're playing him on the right hand side. So again, they're probably up to Hearts to push for the game, to get some out of the game, so that spaces will open up for St Mirren. But again, Hearts need to do something, need to create something. If I was Boyce and Shanklin today, I'd be really frustrated because they've hardly kicked the ball, they've hardly got the ball to feet.
What would your tactics be, Callum? If you say taking St Johnstone there this afternoon, what would your tactics be against this St Mirren side that functions so well, particularly at home?
Yeah, it's a difficult. You've got to say the back five are always intact. So how can you move the back five? For me, that's basically how you do and disrupt them, because again, very rarely they get pulled out of position, and that's why they're so strong. So can you move their back five? Can you create gaps? Can you ask questions? At the moment, Hearts have had a lot of possession without any questions being asked of the Hearts back five, the St Mirren back five.
Yeah, Ryan Strain with that early goal on 7 minutes for the home side there. They are in control. What's happening, Willie Miller, the early stage of the second half at Dens Park?
Well, it's pretty much one-way traffic now. Kilmarnock have taken control of the ball. They've had it since the kick-off for the second half. They haven't created any opportunities, but total domination of the ball. It's going to be a difficult second 45 for Dundee. There's no doubt about that. They're going to have to defend. They're going to have to defend and hope that they can conjure up something going forward. I would suggest it would have to be something on the break.
And for yourself, Alan Preston there at Easter Road, you said Hibs very worthy of it. The lead at half-time. What's it looking like in the second period?
Much of the same. It was disrupted by that little battle between May and Bashiri. Montgomery's already made a change. Tavares, who hadn't played for 14 months, and you can actually see why he's not played for 14 months. He was off, and Eli Yuhan has come on to replace him. Hibs still dominating possession. They need to get the second goal. While it's 1-0, St Johnstone have to believe that they can still get something out of this game. As I say that, Boyle is through now on the angle. He needs to cut it back. He does. Oh, what a miss! Eli Yuhan. Boyle's at the byline, he cuts it back to about 7 yards out. Johan just for the keeper to beat, and he balloons it over the top of the bar. What an absolute sitter. That is to kill this game off.
Wow.
St Johnson's still in it, but what a miss. Dreadful miss.
It's everything that Michael Stewart does not like about Eli Johan. It's just that end product.
Yeah, I know.
And we agree with Michael when he says that, because the move's brilliant, Alan. The pace, the counter-attacking, the ball down the side. Martin Boyle delays, he waits, and Johan arriving. There's another body in the box, there's another late run coming, and the finish is just an absolute abysmal.
Yeah,
he's trying to murder the ball. It's like he's trying to take the leather off the ball rather than just guiding it into the back of the net.
It's a side foot. It's a side foot
Alan,
in the back of the net.
I mean, just guide it.
7 yards out.
Yeah.
Great play from Martin Boyle again. What a threat he is. Rory Lloyd's watching Dunfermline against Morton this afternoon. The home side very much in control there, Rory.
Yeah, they are. Not much has happened in the second half, other than that Cameron Blue shot, which I told you about, because of an injury to Tyler French. It looked a sore one, to be fair, I must say. He was 5-6 yards in the pitch. I did think, why is he not just removing himself from the pitch? But he tried to go up and put weight on it, and it looked sore. So he's been replaced by Dara O'Connor. So that's pretty much taken up most of the second half so far. Dunfermline are still 2-0 up, Kenny.
Thank you to Rory Loy there in that game. I just want to touch on the Women's International was played last night in the Nations League. I thought Scotland were very lucky. They played really, really well in the game. I thought the two players, Kirsty Hansen and Caroline Weir, particularly in the second half, I thought she was outstanding.
Yeah, very, very good. Unfortunately, I missed the game last night. I've been across the highlights. I followed the feed. I've spoke to briefly to Rachel Corsie today as well, just to get a feel for it, because when you're so close, I looked at the chances, and you're right, Kirsty Hansen I thought was excellent. I thought her pace, she carried such a threat in that left hand side. She's hit the crossbar, she's put another great ball in for Martha Thomas, who is inches, millimetres probably away from getting on the end of it. I thought the response to go 2-0 down was excellent. I thought they were harshly done by. I thought they should have hit a penalty. Stonewaller for me in the first half, which was a huge call. Mary Earps made a couple of big saves, one from a Caroline Weir strike that I think probably the majority of keepers across the globe I don't think would have saved it, but they were really, and they'll take a lot of positives from it. They'll take a lot of pride in the performance, the fact that they've been able to go toe to toe with a side that have just come out the finals of a major tournament in front of a home crowd. I think it was 41,000 odd there, which is exceptional. The biggest question for me would be, why is VAR not being used at that type of tournament, the Nations League? Because England could say the same. Lauren James had a goal disallowed later on in the game as well, which looked onside to me. So it's fine margins, and it makes a huge difference to these teams in this new format in terms of the Nations League. So looking forward to Tuesday night at Hampden, and hopefully a big crowd comes out with regards to the Tartan Army and supports the team.
So my video printer has decided to jam here. There. Yeah, on you go.
Kenny, 41,000 there last night at the women's game, and Jordan Henderson left Liverpool to go and play in front of 958.
Is that what it was?
Unbelievable. Unbelievable, Alan, isn't it?
That's his crowd.
When you've got all that money already as well, it's just, I don't know why you would do it. I said the video printer's jammed here. Edinburgh City 2, Cove Rangers 1. Shanley with a goal on 59 minutes. Spartans 2, East Fife 1. Shepherd pulling a goal back for East Fife. So I'll go round all the latest scores for you on Sportsound this afternoon. In the top flight, Dundee 1, Kilmarnock 1, Hibs 1, St Johnstone 0, St Mirren 1, Hearts 0. In the Championship, Airdrie 0, Raith Rovers 0, Dunfermline 2, Morton 0, Inverness Carry Thistle 0, Dundee United 0, Partick Thistle 0, Arbroath 2. In League 1, Annan Athletic 0, Alloa Athletic 1, Edinburgh City 2, Cove Rangers 1, Montrose 0, Stirling Albion 0, Cooney the South 1, Hamilton Accies 1. In League 2, Bonnyrigg Rose 0, Stenhousemuir 0, Clyde 2, Elgin City 1. Yes, Alan?
A brilliant save as a corner comes in, as Considine gets his leg to at the back post. It's going in, and Marshall dives full length. Brilliant save, knocks it away with his right hand.
That's a cracker, isn't it?
Yeah. He sees it late as well, I think, by the time it goes beyond the bodies, and then the contact is a really good save.
In League 2, Dumbarton 0, Peterhead 0, a little bit behind. There's a bit of a delay in that game, just 56 minutes played. Spartans 2, East Fife 1, Stranraer 0, Forfar 2. And in England, Manchester City are down to 10 men, but they have a 2-0 advantage over Nottingham Forest. Wolves also down to 10 men, but they've scored away at Luton. And Crystal Palace 0, Fulham 0. Chick.
No, it's Willie.
Oh, Willie, sorry.
Yeah, and I didn't make this one up. It was Bakayoko who should have done a lot better. Good free kick. Again, he's free. I mean, Kilmarnock get plenty height in the box there, but the main striker is totally free. He heads it straight to the goalkeeper. He touches it over the bar. It's a big chance for him. I think he's got to put it either side of the goalkeeper, and it's a goal. So on the break and taking advantage of that set piece, Dundee had the opportunity but couldn't make it work for them.
Kenny, this game is honestly, it's just no. I need a wee drink or something.
Chick, we're going to take you off air if you keep this up. Don't speak unless you've got something positive to add.
Dundee United, Kenny.
Sorry.
Big chance for Dundee United there. Tony Watt racing through on goal. Kai Fotheringham has come on for Archie Meekison, and it's a simple tap in at the back post, but it's good defending from Callie Thistle, who clear the lines. I was just talking to our colleagues in television moments ago as well, and Glenn Middleton, whilst I was dialing back in, missed a header inside the 6-yard box as well. Real good couple of chances for Dundee United now, who's starting to turn the screw.
Yeah, so far so good.
Kenny, I'm going to give you I'll give you a measure of what Ross Millen just a couple months ago defending has put the ball out the stadium. It's in the far car
Aye,
park
right.
behind where if you're the kids looking near round want to go to the ball, it's in that. I can see it from here.
Alan,
I mean,
how many
it's
times do you think he's retired, Chick? How many times has he announced that retirement? How many retirement dues have you been to? How many kids have you bought him, Alan?
I have no. Well, I can answer that one.
Honestly.
Jack, I remember saying to you, you couldn't retire, and you says, yes, I'm going to sail off into the sunset.
I took Alan
5 years
Preston.
ago.
I took Alan Preston with me. I remember that happened. He thought it was. He didn't know where he was.
I know.
Onto
one sock on.
onto Ross Millen's dad, and he's having to earn his money with his tactical nous because Darragh O'Connor, who's literally just come on the pitch, has now been subbed off due to an injury, which is really unfortunate for Dougie Emery and his Morton side. So he's now off, and Ian Wilson comes on and will be deployed at right back, the third right back that's been on the pitch today.
Oh, good save, Mitov. Once again, it's Boyle on that right-hand side. He's got Considine for pace. St Johnstone are pushing up, leaving Andrew a bit exposed at the back there. Boyle to the byline again, whips it across. Good save by Mitov. Mitov was coming in to tap it in the back of the net. Still 1-0 Hibs.
I don't know if we've still got Callum on the line or if he's dropped off.
Yeah, that was a...
Yeah, was that a shout for a penalty, Callum? Potential handball on the line?
Yeah, best chance for Hearts is just a corner. Really, Hearts have actually done nothing in the second half so far. Ball in the box, it's headed by Rolls. Somehow he's actually managed to clear it off the line. It looks like a handball from where we are.
Yeah,
but again, obviously we've had is it his body that's come off?
I know, I didn't get a great look at it. It certainly looked like it could have been a hand. I more looked at all the Hearts players that protested quite convincingly, but I'm looking at the screen just now and the
great save.
Substitutions are happening.
That's a really good move from Hibs. It's gone from right back, Miller all the way down into Lafondra, into Boyle, eventually out to Johan. He has a left foot shot. Good save again by Mitov.
They're playing good football, Alan, aren't they, Hibs?
They are in the second half. They've upped it a bit, yep. I think Johan coming on, although he's missed an absolute sitter, but he gives them real pace in the wide left area. Boyle wide on the right, and the front two are really good. They're working together, they're linking up well. So I think it's been like that for a number of years. Hibs defensively are always suspect, but going forward they're exciting to watch.
Yeah, no doubt about that. Lots of talking points always with Hibs. We'll hear from Hibs fans on Sports Sound later on this evening. We're on until 7 o'clock. The fans will join us from around about 5:30. Leanne, just looking at the pictures coming in there from the game in Paisley. Hearts have been really poor, haven't they?
They have, yeah, and I'm surprised because you would have thought after last week they would have taken a real bit of confidence. They've had a good working week in terms of preparing for this game. But it's been a bit lacklustre. Really look as if they've struggled to really create. A lot of the stuff I've looked at, and I don't know if Callum would agree or disagree, but they're forcing a lot of things centrally, which really suits St Mirren because they've got good numbers centrally in terms of their shape and everything.
Yeah, problem is Land, they don't have any wide players.
That's what I mean, yeah, everything's coming inside.
People.
Yeah,
so it's easy for St Mirren to start with their strength is. So there's been really poor. I'm surprised they haven't made as many changes. I thought he might have made a few more changes before now. Some of them have just made 3 changes themselves. You know, a couple of Bacchus has come off. What's his name again? Olusanya has come off. He's been very good. He's caused them a lot of problems. And Greaves come on as well. So there's been a few changes. So some of them made the changes early just to keep that freshness in the legs.
Yeah, Greaves not a bad man to bring on. Remember that winner he got through at Easter Road that Sunday game. It was a terrific game. I see a few problems with the video print this afternoon, so I'll just run through these scores as I've got them. Elgin City back in against Clyde, 2-1 now to the home side there, and Spartans 2 East 5-0. Henderson with the second goal on 53 minutes. Edinburgh City 2, I gave you that. Cove Rangers 1. Shanley on 59 minutes. Just seen Harry Kane score for Bayern Munich, 7-0. The lead Bochum this afternoon. Spartans 2 East 5-1. So Shepherd with the goal, getting them back in it in that one. Stennispear 1-0 up with Bonnyrigg Rose. Lynch on 66 minutes, and that is you up to date. Yeah, Luton 1, Wolves 1, Morris that equalised for Luton in 65 minutes. Yes, Chick.
The point I was going to make earlier on there was I think that this pitch, this plastic pitch at Airdrie is it's really heavily laden with these pellets, the rubber pellets.
Here's a chance! Got to be! It is! What a brilliant goal! That is for Hibs. absolutely magnificent. Venti. But wait till you see the flick from Lafondra. Played into his feet, he just flicks it with the outside of his foot. I'm just talking about the link up between the two of them.
Yeah,
and that is a wonderful finish into the bottom corner. Long way back for St Johnstone now. 2-0 with Hibs.
Red card in Inverness. Jordan Tilson has been sent off for the visitors. A dangerous looking tackle on Charlie Gilmore as a sore one, and the Ross County loanee against Cally Thistle heads off for Dundee United. Dundee United down to 10 men.
Another big opportunity for a brawl. Kenny, it's Hilton down the left hand side. He's been past 2-3 Thistle players. He's only about 10 yards out as well. Cuts right into a central area. Strikes it well, but it comes off a Thistle defender off their foot. It just goes past. But it's been so one-sided. I can't quite believe it, to be honest with you. The only surprise is how quiet and patient and well behaved is this Thistle crowd. They normally go off them. Not today, but I think they're a little bit shocked. Maybe the same as me at the moment, because it's such a one-sided game for a long time.
Yeah, it really is incredible, particularly given what they saw last Friday evening. Alan described that goal perfectly. It was a wonderful move, wasn't it, and finish at Easter Road.
Yeah, lovely, really good team goal, nice combination play, nice to see players in the same wavelength as well in terms of the flick as Alan described, and the finish was really, really good. I was going to come to Chick actually as well there on the pitches. We were speaking about the artificial surfaces earlier, Chick, with regards to the Tony Macaroni. And see, to be fair, I train weekly on the Excelsior, and I personally think it's one of the better ones. And I know when you look at maybe the game and the bounce looks different, but there's such a variation in terms of a rugby park, a Tony Macaroni.
Is it slower though?
No, I find it quite quick. Maybe in a day like today, I don't know what the weather's like in Airdrie, if there's been any water on the pitch at all, but it's a brand new surface. It was laid in the summer. It's actually is pretty good.
I know that.
So Leanne, do you think then? Sorry, to interrupt. Leanne, do you think then they should change Astor pitches every couple of years?
Oh, they need
rather than
yeah,
them
absolutely.
They need to do it to keep the standard there.
Expensive, Callum.
Levels there.
Aye, the lifespan of them is 8 years, but if they're getting battered with academies and games and constant usage, that 8 years is down to 4.
When I was at Falkirk, the quota was 5 years to start making a profit in terms of having the pitch down. It would take 5 years for the cost of the pitch to go down and everything that came with it, for them to start making a profit of the rental of the surface and everything that comes with it. So whilst it would be better to get them down every couple of years, it's just not financially doable for these clubs.
You can actually see when the ball's getting past the players, you can actually see the rubber pellets bouncing up as if, like playing in a heavy pit. Well, here's a chance for Airdrie. It's a goal. They have scored. I think it's Gallagher with the finish. The game has come alive at last, and it's Airdrie who have scored. It's Callum Gallagher with the finish inside the box, left-footed. Oh my goodness! And the first bit of real excitement for the game for the Airdrie fans. They rise to salute Callum Gallagher, and it is Airdrie 1, Raith Rovers 0.
Yeah, shock in the cards here, giving Raith Rovers start. Yes, Al.
Sorry. Rory Whittaker has come on for Hibs, and he's the youngest player in Hibs history, 16 years and 44 days.
Fantastic. That's great to hear, isn't it? He's coming on to a very good situation there. The home side totally in control. What's happening there in Paisley? A bit of unrest.
Yeah, no, I didn't shout because it was a definite foul. Mandron's fouled Ken on the edge of the box and just gone through, but the referee already started to go for a whistle for a free kick. He's actually put the ball in the back of the net. Again, I think he's just going to check it, but I don't think so. He's given the foul pretty... Oh, he's checking, sorry. We're actually getting a possible check.
Oh, there's no foul for me there, Callum.
Not much in that.
Is there no foul?
No, I don't think so. I don't think there's an awful lot, but I'm assuming Nick Walsh is
Check's
waiting.
over.
No.
Check's over.
Kenny and I are both looking at each other in disbelief. I don't know what's just happened there. There's certainly no.
I actually thought it was a foul because I don't know, that's why I didn't shout, because I thought that's a definite foul. He stuck the ball in the back of the net. It's a good finish, but I think again, it's that ball over the top that's causing him a lot of problems.
Montrose 1, Stirling Albion 0. Kane Hester on 74 minutes. Let's then get round the grounds. Willie Miller, what's happening at Dens Park?
Yeah, well, Dundee are fighting back. They certainly haven't given up hope of taking the 3 points here this afternoon. Tony Dock has reorganised. It's 4-4-1 that they're playing, and it's a good ball. Kilmarnock are struggling really to have the control that they did have, just leading up to half time. So although they're still under the cosh a little bit, the home side, they've had a few forays up front, and they had that big chance from Bakayoko, who should have done better with the header. Big chance for them. So Tony Dock showing what he's made of in terms of a manager, and being able to make it a real game here in the second half, and Derek McGuinness is really looking for answers why his team aren't dominating the ball.
Yeah, we'll hear from both managers post-match on Sports, and Alan Preston has been bringing us the action from Easter Road this afternoon. The home fans will be very happy with what we're watching, Alan.
Yeah, Kenny, and I said at the start of the game, it's a one of 3 winnable games for Hibs. Obviously here today against St Johnstone, bottom of the table, midweek against St Mirren, which will be a tough one, but a chance to get to a semi-final at hand, and then next Saturday also at home against newly promoted Dundee. So Nick Montgomery couldn't have wished for a better pick of games, to be honest, and this is the first of 3 and a real opportunity for them. They can score another couple here if they put their foot to the floor, but as far as St Johnstone are concerned, it's going to be a real tough season for them. They've got to win next week against Livingston, who, they got beat today, Livingston, but they've had a really good start to the season. So St Johnstone need to get going, and they need to get going quick.
Kenny, I'm just going to look back here again at this decision at Callum's game, St Mirren. I've got no idea why Nick Walsh was given a foul against Mandaron. Honestly, Callum, you need to see this clip. Honestly, it is.
Surely VAR should then overturn it, should they?
I've got no idea why David Dickinson in the VAR room.
Ellie Johan is clean through. He's at the angle. He takes it too wide. He cuts back. It's a chance. Again, wasteful. He's got to cut across Robinson there. It's a chance. It's a foot race with Robinson. Cut across him. Not a great touch. Chance is gone.
Spartans 2, East Fife 2. Annan have equalised against Alloa Smith on 78 minutes. There have been a couple of decisions today, Leanne, I just can't quite get my head round, and it's, as I said, I think I've got to be fair here. It's been a good start, I think, to the season for the referees, but today you look at that and it doesn't make any sense.
No, it doesn't, and look, the referees are doing a good job this season in terms of the turnaround in VAR. It's been a lot quicker, and I know that there's a focus there to make it quicker, and there's not so much time spent looking. But I mean, Callum's literally flagged that up. He's not spoke because he felt it was a foul and play stop. And within probably 10-15 seconds, the game's back underway. Now, I do not understand why that has not taken a bit more time to look at that and dissect it, because for me, I don't see any contact there.
No.
And I didn't see that in the first instance.
The only thing, Leanne, was I'm actually not sure whether he blew his whistle, because obviously I can't hear.
No, I don't think he did, because I know I seen the kind of full angle, and it looked as if he had the whistle in his mouth, and as soon as the ball hit the back of the net, to me it looked then like he blew, so he did allow the phase of play. But I've obviously not got audio on the clip, Callum, that I'm looking at, so I couldn't definitively say.
And staying with that game, Callum, we just seen pictures. I just saw it flashed up there, a shot of Lawrence Shanklin. He looks very frustrated this afternoon.
He's made a couple of changes.
This is unbelievable. Arbroath finally get their third. This could have been about 6 or 7-0.
Incredible.
Easily. It's Hilton. He's been fantastic. Playing the left hand side, cuts in. He gets a little bit of luck this time, which he didn't have the last time he had the running shot that was blocked. He gets a little deflection, but it's nothing more than what they deserve. They've been superb. By the way, you look at them and you think, are they part-timers? Well, they certainly don't look it, because the football they've played has been excellent, but their fitness, their physicality, their power, everything about them, they've been top drawers today.
And you talk about budgets in football, they have played the game more, granted, but right now part-time Arbroath are level on points with heavy championship favourites Dundee United. 12 points. What an incredible turnaround, what an incredible run it's been for Dick Campbell's side, that, as Derek said, absolutely cruising at Firhill this afternoon. Back to yourself, Callum, you're just saying that Hearts will be some changes there.
Yeah, they've also brought Forrest on. They brought on, who else have they brought on? They brought on the Fire right back. They've taken Rolls off, and they've taken Benigamy. I can't say his name, but again, what happens is, but the move, they put Vargas up front, Boyson behind. Shanklin's playing off the right now, which again, you're talking about this when you're talking about his frustration. He maybe looks a little bit frustrated because he's playing everywhere apart from his position, and he's got Forrest on the left, but it hasn't really made any difference to Hearts so far.
I'm not even at the game, but that'll be new enough.
No.
I need easy names.
What about St John's now? And your former club, a lot of guys, and it was done in the League Cup form, of course, when we asked you for predictions. It's not easy at the start of the season. You all have to do it, and you get involved in that. A lot of guys said the fear for St Johnstone going down this season, that terrific result and performance at Celtic Park, the loss to Rangers last weekend. What concerns do you have when you see the side this afternoon?
Lack of forwards. I really do. I know that Nicky Clark's out and hopefully he'll be back soon. Chris Kane played well last week but then injured again. Stevie May can't last games, he's off. It's the hardest thing to get goal scorers into your club, it really is. And that's St Johnstone and Callum will know better than anyone. They've been built over the defensive solidity, and even now the defenders are starting to get tired, they're starting to get older, they're running out of legs. Andrew Considine has been absolutely magnificent in his career. What a career he's had, but his legs are starting to, he's really starting to struggle in there as well. McClellan beside him's a young boy. I just worry for them, I really do. And I was one at the start of the season saying I didn't want to do it, and I hoped it would be the kick up the backside that St Johnstone had, but I tipped them to go down mainly because they've not got someone that's going to get them 10, 12, a Lafondra, a Venti, that Hibs have got, a Boyle. All these guys will score double figures for Hibs. St Johnstone don't have one, and that's going to be their worry.
It's going to be a challenging season for Stephen McLean. He was your assistant, Callum. You obviously know him very, very well. You know the challenges he faces here. It's a real test, this campaign, isn't it?
Can I come in there, Kenny?
It's always tough, I think. Yeah. It's a tough job, and you talk about, obviously, Alan's talking about the goals scored. I think again, like St Johnstone, you can't concede too many either. I think it's always difficult. I think through their history in the Premier League in Scotland, I think 1 year Stevie May had. Sorry, there's a chance. He's going to score. Oh, what a save! Cammy Devlin's run through. One-on-one with the goalies. Looks like it's going in the far bottom right-hand corner. He stuck his fingertips out. What a save! That's an incredible save by Hemmings.
Great touch from Hemmings. Yeah, Derek, were you coming in there?
Yeah, it was just kind of sums up Thistle's days. Probably their best opportunity. They've not had many. It was just a ball to the back post.
There's a chance for the young boy, 16. Brilliant off the line. It was a great save, and then it comes back to Doige, and one of the defenders, it might be Robinson, gets back on the line as Doige tries to put the ball into the back of the net. It should have been 3. That would have been some debut for Rory Whittaker.
Yeah, Leanne, it was just Brian Graham. He's only 2-3 yards out. He's at the stretch right enough and puts it well over, but some of the fans starting to stream out the ground at the moment, and so they should be really disappointed with this display. But take nothing away from Arbroath, they have been brilliant today so far.
Yeah, they certainly have been. So just looking at any latest scores coming in, Hamilton Accies are back in front away at Queen of the South, Longridge on 84 minutes. And just looking at that league table, actually, you wonder if Paul Hartley could be in a bit of trouble, because Cove Rangers really, really struggling in the live table right now. They are second bottom, that after the relegation, of course, from the Championship last season. So tough times for Cove Rangers there. So Chick, you are back with us. What's happening there? Airdrie against Raith Rovers.
I'm just thinking of that Cove situation, Kenny. You might be in trouble. Richard Gordon might get the ball.
Fair point.
I think you should be cheering Cove on. Anyway, yeah, it's been a little bit of better game actually in the wake of that goal. Remember, it was Callum Gallagher scored after 73 minutes, and Airdrie have actually improved out of sight since then. Much more confident with a few substitutions. Here's another chance. Comes off a defender. It's actually going to spin out for a throw-in actually. And Airdrie have suddenly become the better team. It's a better game. It's playing at a better pace. So there's life in this whole game yet. Still 1-0 to Airdrie.
Big Brian Graham. It's not his day.
It's a goal! It's a goal for Morton. Good hold-up play from Robbie Muirhead, and out of nowhere they're back in the game. He lays it off, and I think it's Robbie Crawford who manages to get a left foot on the end of it, and it creeps into the bottom corner. I mean, they have had the odd chance in this second half bottom. Some good blocks from Dunfermline, but overall Dunfermline have missed chance after chance after chance, and if you miss too many chances, one will creep along for the opposition, and that's exactly what's happened. Morton back in it. Dunfermline 2, Morton 1.
Yeah, they have hope there. Derek, are you with us at the moment?
Yeah,
just a quick here, Derek. We spoke earlier on about the issues, and we're full of praise for the fans turning up in huge numbers this season. Lots and lots of sellouts. Now, I've got a message here, doesn't want to be named, from a police officer. He's listening into the debate here. don't mention my name, but worth noting, I'm a police officer. I've made it clear that fans should not be getting parking tickets. This is a view of most officers. It's actually coming from local authorities and the Scottish Government. It's an absolute disgrace. Some of these football grounds, we're seeing the fans been affected by this. And it's good to know that people in positions of some sort of authority are raising issues with this.
Yeah, and you know, Kenny, where I'm sitting up the back of the stand, there's one or two of the other guys that heard me having that, I don't know if it was a rant, but they've just at half time they said to me, yeah, the same thing's happened to them.
Yeah, not a good look at all. Yeah, let's get back then.
Football's dear enough.
Well,
you know,
that's the thing. You come out and you get hit with that, what, 30, 40, 50 pounds, whatever it is. 50 pounds these
and then
days,
if you don't pay it within a week, it's doubled. But, you know, and people, you know, times are hard at the moment, you know, and it's costly going to games, and certainly when you've got kids as well, you know, everything that goes with it. So, and then on top of that, they want to, you know, give you part time. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, and it's an issue today Derek suffered from, and I saw St Mirren fans sharing it last night. New restrictions round that ground there. They're trying to alert their fellow supporters before they get hit with that. So let's then go to Paisley. St Mirren, the fans will be happy with what they've seen so far this afternoon. Callum Davidson.
Yeah, do you know what? Alan Forrest just come on. He's just taken Strain down the line, put a great ball in the box, and the three strikers are standing watching him. You know, they've got to get in the box there. They've got to try and force this winner, force this equaliser. Because at the moment they're not doing enough, and it's the first real bit of wing play we've seen from Hearts today.
Must be. It's the second goal for Kilmarnock. Kilmarnock get that second goal. Looks like they're going to take the 3 points here this afternoon. It was at the back post. I think it was a substitute, Dallas, that got the final touch. Good work down the left-hand side. The ball was drilled across the face of the goal, and there was Dallas to tap it into the back of the net to give Kilmarnock that second goal.
I think it's Armstrong actually, Willie. I've not had a rerun
of it,
Armstrong? But I am looking at the celebrations. It looks like he's the one getting credit for it.
Yeah,
he's free at the back post.
Is Armstrong,
he won't score an easier goal. Defensively, it's poor. The fact that it comes across the goal and beats the defenders. But Armstrong puts himself in a good area, and it's a big goal, isn't it? Tony Docherty's going to be hugely disappointed. It's been a stern effort, you would need to say, from his players, down to 10 players for the time that they have.
They've been pretty good and well organised, and they haven't really looked like conceding, but I think it was Shaughnessy that actually slipped, and the rain had come on, so I think underfoot a little bit tricky. He slipped, and it gave the opportunity for the cross to come in, but it was indeed Armstrong at the back post that got the final touch.
Armstrong with his second of the game there, so Kilmarnock in control there, and it's important we talk about the issues. We've been speaking about some of the refereeing performances in the 3 o'clock kickoffs. Bobby Grant, a Celtic fan, he's got in touch. I was stood in a trail for off the ball there, so I missed quite a large part of the game, but he's showing a video there of the booking for Liam Scales, and can't quite believe that he got a booking. They said he could get badly injured in the challenge, actually. No, absolutely, we spoke about that at the time. It was a poor, who was it? Remind me the Livingston player, sorry? Sangari, I think.
Sangari's went in, he's got the touch, he's got there, and then he's almost lunged to protect himself. Liam Scales could have picked up a sore one as well, and the booking goes the other way. And the reality is, with VAR and things, we know they don't look at yellow cards, but these types of bookings, they start to accumulate, especially in a game. If you get a yellow card, the first yellow card that should not be a yellow card, you're then walking a tightrope, and if you then, you then get a second yellow, it cannot be looked at. So players are going to be punished, players are going to be missed games, just through poor decision making. And I see, today we're probably sounding like we've been really harsh on the officials, because I think this is the first week.
That's what stands out for me, Leanne.
In the season, we've not had to have this type of discussion, whereas today I think there's been countless incidents that we can look at and say, I think you've got that one wrong. So it's been a poor weekend.
Well, what he made
Kenny,
of the on you go.
Sorry, Ken, I just don't read about some of the stats here. The Hearts have had 2 shots on target today. Motherwell, they had 1 shot on target. They lost to Dundee, obviously. Kilmarnock, 1 shot on target. With Boyce and Shanklin in the team, they're not creating enough chances.
Is that the lack of width that Callum was talking about?
Yeah, without a doubt. They're just not creating. That's the problem. They've had a lot of possession, which I see. I think they've had 68% possession. It doesn't win you games.
And Alan, I compare that. I can see the pictures coming in. I see there's a bit of a stramash going on there. I can see the pictures coming in from your game. But every time I look up, it looks open, it looks expansive. Hibs are on the attack. They look dangerous. Now, I know they're at home. They're playing against St Johnstone. They're struggling. But, you know, they do look at a side that have got a lot of threat. We're not seeing that from Hearts right now.
No, not at all. You know, and there's your stats. You know, Motherwell, they weren't a top 6 club last year, but they're a very good side under Stuart Kettlewell. 1 shot on target. Kilmarnock, bottom 6 last year, 1 shot on target. These games were at home, at Tynecastle. It's not good enough to have 1 shot to think you can go and win football matches on target. And 2 today, I think Callum probably seen that. At the moment, they've had 2 on target.
Yeah, I know. That's what I was
possession. 70% possession. Nothing.
Wraith Rovers have got the ball in the net here, but it's been chalked off for a previous foul in the build-up to it. So Airdrie, we're in incidentally, Kenny, to time added on here. Remember that Airdrie are leading Wraith Rovers by 1-0. And actually, if there's not another goal scored in the Championship this afternoon, we will have 7 clubs with just 4 points between them from top to 7th place. It's just bunching up at the top. It turns out every year, I think, to an incredible week.
Yeah, we love it. Wraith Rovers
Michael
will
Halloran clean through here. He could finish it. Good ball from Yakubu. Goal! Goal for Michael Halloran. Goal for Dunfermline. It's 3-1 to Dunfermline. I know we've joked all afternoon about which game's been best, but this has been an absolute joy to watch. I must say, 4 goals, great football. And I was worried for James McPake and Dunfermline in terms of the performance they'd put in, that they weren't going to take all 3 points, but that's just been rubber stamped. Michael Halloran clean through on goal, rolls it by Jamie McDonald. Game over. Dunfermline 3, Morton 1.
And Rory, they've got to be title contenders. They're one of the teams here that Chick mentioned. They're 4th spot, 2 points off top. They lost just 1 game in League One last season. They're clearly a quality outfit.
Well, yes, I agree with you. I think coming up from the league below, you know, the aim at the start of the season would be to...
There's a real chance in Inverness here, Kenny.
Yes.
Dundee United power on the pressure. It's gone in! Dundee United in stoppage time have the lead. Declan Gallagher, I think, squeezes it through. There's a ball into the box. It bounced all over the place, hit off the crossbar, fell back, and it's bedlam in the United end as the United players go and celebrate behind Ridger's goal.
At Paisley! Again, St Mirren have taken a 2-goal lead. Scott Chandler's put a fantastic ball from the left-hand side to the right-hand side. The other wing-back, Strange headed back across, and there's Grieve all alone, 4 or 5 yards out, tap it in. Deservedly 2-0 up to St Mirren.
That's a good goal, great delivery. Callum, I was actually going to come to you earlier and speak about Tanser. He's been a brilliant addition to this St Mirren side, gives him a great balance in the left-hand side. The delivery's brilliant.
Yeah, definitely.
And the fact you've got the opposite wing back, as you say, winning the header at the point of contact, puts it back across, and Alex Grieve, he's alive, he's alert, and he stabs it home. I thought initially was the offside, but I've just had a look at it there. It looked good, and it's a big goal. It's an important goal.
Yeah, he looked offside because he was sometimes all alone. He taps it in.
Thanks, Derek.
Full time at Airdrie, Kenny, and it's Airdrie have taken all 3 points from the league leaders, Wraith Rovers. Callum Gallagher after 73 minutes, and it finishes Airdrie 1, Wraith Rovers 0.
Thanks, Chick. Cove Rangers have equalised away at Edinburgh City. Go on, Cove, that's what I'm saying this afternoon, giving the warning a half from Howard Chick. So that's
Goal scorer Richard Gordon.
Kenny, just to go back to Dunfermline, obviously I've watched the Friday night football on the BBC Scotland channel, and Dunfermline, you know, are as good as I've seen. You know, I just look at their squad. The guys that have come off the bench as well have made a real impact. You know, Craig Whiten was excellent in the game. He got taken off after 60 minutes. Jakubiak's come on and looked sharp. He has missed a couple of chances, right enough. Owen Moffat on loan from Blackpool's been good. Ben Summers looks a real talented player. He's created some good opportunities. They look solid at the back. So I do think Michael O'Halloran looks to be in red hot form as well, so I do think you know, they do have the makings of a side which I think the objective at the start of the season would be playoffs. And my goodness, have they got a manager who knows their way to the top league.
We have a VAR check here. It's taken a long time for the goal here at St Mirren. It's taken a long time, so I always worry.
Callum. Yeah, potential offside.
They're drawing the line because they're standing there waiting. This is the wee bit, the frustration bit. You want it to be a wee bit quicker. Can we be a wee bit quicker making these decisions to get the game either up and running again, or basically giving a free kick for offside? It's taken a little while here to come to the decision.
It was tight though, and I think there was 2 or 3 defenders across the 6 that go to compete for the header and miss it. Alex Grieve, as you mentioned, was alone, Callum, and I think his movement was quite late, so it's going to be marginal. It's going to be really, really tight. But no, you would like
this
to
will be
see
interesting because
done a lot quicker.
yeah, Hearts have been pushing. Hearts have been pushing. You know, and St Mirren looked a wee bit tired. I thought there was only going to be one team who might get the goal. Didn't look like many goals, but it looked like Hearts were trying to push, and this would be a big goal for St Mirren.
As long as we get the correct decision, I would rather it took a bit longer.
Absolutely,
Kenny, like I was saying, because it's
too quick earlier. You felt
far too quick.
With the offside, though, I think we are at the mercy at times of the technology, because you need to wait on the lines calibrating. So it's not just as straightforward as a referee looking at it and going that was or wasn't. You need to wait on the lines calibrating. So I do have a bit of sympathy on that one, because I think you're just at the mercy of the technology.
Late goal for Peterhead. Ritchie with a goal there. Dumbarton 0, Peterhead 1.
Offside. It's offside. It's been given offside. This will be an interesting, probably 7 or 8 minutes now.
Yeah, that's, my goodness, we're home and hose, the St Mirren fans.
I'm so glad I don't play football anymore, because see, as a striker, that would be so frustrating.
We're just seeing the lines coming in here now, Leanne, aren't we? So VAR offside, full-time Annan 1, Alloa 1. Just think of that late goal for Dundee United, Leanne, because I think again it was against Inferno, wasn't it? Tannadice to get the late show up there. Late show against Inverness Caliphate. So that's United down to 10 men. They are title favourites, but my goodness, they're not having it all their own way.
No, but it's a huge goal, isn't it? And the fact that they're down to 10 players as well just shows you the quality that they've got within their side, and the resilience, and players that can come off the bench and make a difference as well. I think is huge when you look at the strength and depth that they've got. Even Tony Watt, started in the bench today, comes into the game. Kai Fotheringham, Chris Mockery, Jordan Tilson, of course. So there's real strength in that Dundee United side, but every game for them will feel like a cup final for other teams as well.
Full time at Easter Road, Hibernian 2, St Johnstone 0.
Thanks, Alan. So we'll just full time Queen of the South 1. Things are just catching up in this video printer now. So Queen of the South 1, Hamilton Accies 2. I gave you that late goal for Peterhead, Hamish Ritchie on 85 minutes. Inverness Caliphate nailed the United 1. That was Chris Mockery with the goal there on 93 minutes. Full time Annan Athletic 1, Alloa Athletic 1, Stranraer 0, Forfar 2. That's a full time. Derek gave us that shock score line from Firhill.
Full time Kenny, Cali Thistle 0, Dundee United 1.
A big win against managerless Cali Thistle. They're in a dreadful run of form. Billy Dodds sacked this week. There are lots of names that have been mentioned as a potential successors. A part of Thistle 0, Arbroath 3, full time Montrose 1, Stirling Albion 0. Allen gave us a full time score on there for Easter Road. Hibs 2, St Johnstone 0. Very comprehensive victory for the home side there. The goals coming: Lewis Miller on 35, Dylan Venture on 16. What's happening in Sporting tonight for the move and for the finish? Still playing at Dens Park, Willie Miller.
Still playing here, Kenny, yes. There was a good 5 minutes added on the first half, and we've got 4 minutes to play here, so we're about halfway through that, with Dundee still trying to salvage something from the game. It's been a courageous second half performance from them. They'll be second with that goal that Kilmarnock scored, but at the same time they haven't given up hope. They're in the Kilmarnock half. They're piling the pressure, they're throwing bodies forward as well, in the hope that perhaps, and the goalkeeper's on his way up as well, in the hope that they can get an equaliser with only a couple of minutes to go here at Dens.
Thanks, Willie. Edinburgh City have the first point of the season. It's full time. Edinburgh City 2, Cove Rangers 2.
It's a goal! It's a goal here. Zach Rudden gets the goal. The goalkeeper is up, puts off the defenders. It comes back in across the face of the goal, and Zach Rudden slots into the back of the net. What a comeback for the home side. Fabulous performance in the second half, full of courage. A real courageous performance here by Dundee, and they get what they deserve. They get that equaliser just about on the final whistle.
Yeah, you've nailed it, Willie. You've nailed it, and I would agree with that. I think over the course of the game, and they've spoken about the red card, of course, throughout the afternoon, but Dundee have equipped themselves really well against adversity. They've dug in, they've played, they've been brave the whole game as well, and even at that point, the latter stages of the game, the goalkeeper's gone up. They're looking to try and get out of the game, which they probably deserve. I'm just going to get another look at it now in case there's another potential offside that's going to kill a thunder. No, it looks good from what I'm seeing. Good finish from Rudden.
Wow, real drama up there. We'll hear from both managers on Sports 72 now and 7 o'clock. Full-time, Bonnyrigg Rose 0, Stenhousemuir
East
1.
End Park as well, Kenny. It's Dunfermline 3, Morton 1.
Thanks, Rory. A very good win there for James McPake's side. Also a full-time score. Spartans 2, East 5 2 in the English Premier League. Crystal Palace 0, Fulham 0. That Zach Rudden goal coming in the 93rd minute. 2 apiece there. Still the play on in that game at Dens Park. Still the play on Callum Davidson and Paisley.
Yeah, I think Milner actually managed the game really well. Just every time they win it, they just keep turning it down behind the centre halves, keep it in behind and just try and keep Hearts in their own half at the moment. So Hearts really haven't done anything.
Willie's having a wee chuckle.
Well, Derek McInnes is encroached on the playing surface to try and get the ball back in play soon. Oh, and the card is coming out. A red card! Oh! A red card for... I think it was for a poor touch. Actually, the red card was for a poor touch. Tony Dock's out there. Tony Dock's out there giving it to the referee. Derek McInnes had been sent off. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. You can't get sent. Can you get sent off? Is that He's killing himself laughing down there.
Has he been sent off just for coming out the technical area?
Aye. He's went onto the pitch,
David
Leanne.
Monroe,
The ball
honestly,
came,
he's had an absolute shocker.
and he's went onto the pitch and
seriously.
Hey, by the way, I was expecting better control for Derek.
Yeah.
You know, the ball flew off his feet as it was trying
So let's go to VAR for the managers getting sent off. Do we get another look at this?
It's been a crazy game there, really, is it not?
Oh dear. Oh.
My goodness, we've seen it all there at Dens Park this afternoon. Full-time scoreline from the English Premier League. Luton 1, Wolves 1.
And that's it, 2-2, Kenny, full-time.
Fantastic stuff from Willie Miller this afternoon at Dens Park. So Bakayoko with the opening goal on 16 minutes. Danny Armstrong from the penalty spot on 30 minutes. Josh Mulligan sent off harshly, we think, on 34 minutes for the home side. Armstrong again on 81 minutes. Looked to have won the game for Kilmarnock till Zach Rudden stepped up in the 93rd minute. Dundee 2, Kilmarnock 2. It finished Hibs 2, St Johnstone 0 at lunchtime. Livingston 0, Celtic 3. We are just waiting for the game to finish in Paisley this afternoon. We thought we had it wrapped up when Grieve had the ball in the net on 85 minutes. That followed Ryan Strain's goal in 7 minutes, but it was ruled out for offside in that one. But Hearts have been poor this afternoon, Callum Davidson.
Yeah, definitely some Milner control of the game just now. The ball's getting played in the bottom corner near Xander Clark's goal. They just keep putting the ball in behind. I think Gogic, Fraser, Dunn's come on. I think they've been outstanding at the back. They've just cleared everything, dealt with anything that Hearts have had to throw at them, which hasn't been too much today. But I think there's just a couple of minutes left now to go.
Yeah, big points for St Mirren if they can hang on there today. Looking at the live table, Celtic top 16 points from 6 games. St Mirren second, 14 points from 6 games, and actually it could have been better than that. You think back to that last gasp goal for Aberdeen at St Mirren Park a few Sundays ago, although I think they were lucky.
What a chance! Oh, he's got to score. I've just praised the back three. Dunn slipped. Boyce has flicked it on. Shankland behind. He's got to score that. That's one goal. That's one chance you expect anybody in the Hearts team to score at Shankland. What a chance it was for them to sneak something out of the game here.
That's a big
corner
chance.
to Hearts.
Big chance. The movement's great from Shankland.
Yeah,
Gets in between the defenders, Callum. And it's more where you would like.
Mistake, the back three. Yeah, he's got to put it across the goalkeeper, hasn't he?
Aye, he has. Yeah. It's been his afternoon though. He's been very limited.
Full time at Paisley. 1-0. Fantastic result.
Good stuff, thank you to Callum Davidson there. So Ryan Strain with a goal on 7 minutes. St Mirren second in the table this evening. Hearts are in 6th spot, 7 points from their opening 6 games. I don't think many Hearts fans will think that is good enough given the quality of the squad they have there. So all the reaction to come on Sports Sound. We are with you right through until 7 o'clock on BBC Radio Scotland.